As I suspected, 32 flavors.
Try the sauce. I'm soaked in it.
Oh, I could lick you all day long.
And yet my children think I'm a failure.
Good! What's up, everybody? How are you all doing tonight? Guys, it's the 84th episode of the Comic Shop Talk. And fortunately, we don't have Ironcaster with us tonight. He's taking a break from the world of the internet, and I think that's a great idea. Shout out to Ironcaster. Get some on-internet rest. You know, just unplug and enjoy that, my friend, if you catch the replay. Shout out to you. He created the thumbnail for the show, so he still is a part of the show in spirit. So shout out to Ironcaster. I see all you wonderful faces in the chat. I'm going to do a quick roundabout introduction. Monkey G Buzz, Tim Hayes, Lord Thoth, my guy Vince Woolmack. How you doing, Vince? Hopefully you have a good day. Phantom Outsider, Keely Show. Lisa, how you doing, Lisa? Fat Elvis. What's up, 5 picoseconds? How are you doing? Austinator. It's the Austinator. Mrs. Common Nerd. Hello, Mrs. Common Nerd. Pole Baby 74, Stuart Mitchell. And then 5 picoseconds waste no time with a Canadian $5 says the heavens will run red with blood. But in the end, as always, Thanos will stand triumphant. That's a legendary quote and then some. Yes, I know. Absolutely amazing stuff. And I see Judah Khan. And I see Gen Xer. What's up? Billy Go. Boom. Boom. All right, let's bring in our panelists here. We're going to start off with our regulars here, introducing Fender the Ice Wolf.
Hello, Nicholas. How's it going? You all know me. I am Fenrir the Ice Wolf, aka the black man on the campus, aka the victim. And I feel oppressed that I am the only man of color in this group. I say we need more. We need diversity. We need some crap. And I should be in charge. That's the only way it'll be actually equal. Give me money. Give me power.
Give you money.
And I do nothing.
I like how you're so upfront about just give me money. There's no reason, no logic. Just give me money. Just take my word on it. It's worth it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So pleasure to be here again, Nick.
Hey, pleasure to have you, my friend, as always. I love having you on here. You're one of our mainstays, and I'm always glad that you could take the time to do since you're like quite literally on the other side of the world. Like, bro. Literally. So, anyways, thank you for being here, sir. Happy to have you. Let's have some fun tonight talking the Infinity Gauntlet issue number 3. And also, I see Steve Mitchum. What's up, Steve? And Makini draws. My guy, Mock. I haven't seen Makini in a while. How are you, sir? We got to link back up. All right, let's bring in our other 2 regulars here. Mr. Pablo of Geek Tropology, Midnight's Edge Espanol. How are you, sir?
Howdy how! Hey, what's up, brothers?
Pablo, good to see you, sir.
Dude, good to be here. I have had a crazy week. I finally got some games. Yeah, I finally got some games for the Nintendo Switch. So I realized something. Nintendo is falling down. Nintendo is going on the just monetize everything like shit, craziness, and if I want to have a full, complete copy of Mario Kart, I cannot go and buy it. I need to pay for the DLC, and they will not release a physical copy with the DLC. That bummed me out because I don't like paying through the digital stores because you may lose the game. I also got Pokemon Legends Arceus. I'm just losing my life there. Is a great game. Mario Galaxy, not Galaxy, Odyssey. I have my things. When it ended, the game was just good enough. Then it becomes amazing. But if the post game, where all the game is finished, is the part that is awesome, maybe you did something wrong. because the awesomeness will never stop, like in the comic that we are going to talk about. Because the most powerful and awesomes finally unite.
I hear that, my guy. I hear that. Man, dude, sounds like you and I had a similar but different week with a lot of crazy going around. But
Yeah, my week
anyways,
was basically
this is why we have
craziness.
tonight. This is the getaway. This is the getaway show. So obviously, it's not like there was not a lot that happened this week. And no, we're not going to go down that road, folks. All I'm just trying to say is a lot clearly happened this week, and that's as obvious as like vegans go out of their way to tell you that they're vegan, as obvious as snow being white. We're here tonight. We're obviously we're all going to talk about legendary comic book series and this particular issue in said series. But we're here to get away and enjoy each other's companies, regardless of feelings and stances. And if you're a drinker or a smoker or even a straight edger, we're here to enjoy each other's company and share fine opinions on greatness. So let's bring in our other guy, Clubberin' Times.
What's up, buddies? Good to see you, man. Good to see you.
Hey, Floppy.
Always great to be here with my Friday night buddies. And hello, wonderful friends in the chat. Great to see you all. You hear me okay there, Nick? I've been having some sound issues.
I hear you now. You sound actually, I think this is the best you sounded since you got up on in here.
Oh, yeah, I've been having some sound issues now. Hopefully it's not too horrible. I've got to get them worked out. But hello, wonderful friends in the chat. Great to see you all. We're ready for some comics.
Dude, I hear that, my friend. I've been so ready to talk about this one. This issue, I'm just like, especially after rereading it and going through it, I'm just like, bro, this freaking issue. So yeah, I'm ready. Let's get the ball rolling. We got a few. So obviously, guys, we have not only a substitute, but we also have a few guests hanging out with us tonight. Let's bring them on board. Returning to the show, Mr. Mark D with us. See ya.
Hey everyone, great to see you. Yeah, I always a lot of times I'm lurking but not commenting because this is usually the date night with the wife. It's our hangout night. Watch a movie that she might actually like that doesn't include a superhero. Although once in a while I get her to do that. But this is one of my favorite series. So I've got, of course, this is signed by George Perez when I got to meet him at Stanford.
Oh, that is a trick.
Let's zoom in on that.
So I got that. So, and he was such a pleasure to meet. Such a pleasure. And of course, I have to have, he was so nice. He didn't charge anything to sign these. So, and that was my son who actually asked him when he was like 6 years old, Mr. Perez, can you sign? Can you draw me a picture of Cyborg? And he wasn't supposed to do any sketches that day. And he's like, well, Charlie, you asked so nicely. It's like, I can't disappoint such a nice young fan. So of course, he did sketch for Charlie. And there's a video on my channel. So check it out. The story of it. And he and so he did sketches, and everyone was high-fiving me and Charlie because then Mr. Perez did sketches for everyone on the line. There were like 50 people on the line. It wasn't, it's a small hole-in-the-wall store, great place, but not a big, huge comic book store. And so he did sketches for everyone. I love this cover. Come and get it.
Dude,
the hero of the day, man.
How good is that?
Dude,
and of course,
you were meant to be here tonight. See, this is a sign. It was all a sign, Mark.
And I know I'm not supposed to put the backing board through the middle, but I think I must have done that year. I got to switch that. But look at the cool figures. That's when the X-Men figures came out. So, and of course I have one. Sorry, derailing the. We got guests backstage, but here's of course I've got some of those.
I don't
figures
think they're
on my
minding
desk.
with what they're saying. I'm sure they're totally doing just fine. For being fair here, they're probably like, I'm enjoying this.
Yes.
So here we go. Here's the issue for the night, right? Yep. So here, if I
it's like a comic porn equivalent.
Yeah.
I mean, tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong here.
Oh, that's a great cover. That's such a great cover. So this is such a memory meeting him and God rest his soul, passing away today. But what a nice guy to me. You think, what an ego you could have too, being such a great artist and a writer too in his own right. And Jim couldn't have been more down to earth, more nice, more friendly, more accommodating to the fans, which really put a smile on everyone's face. So that was really, really fun. I got a couple more goodies to show later, but I hope you guys like that. But I keep that one number one on my back wall, framed behind me. But this is just, and everyone was talking about these comics when they came out, so I'm sure we'll get into that tonight. But yeah, these comics are a big deal.
Oh, we're gonna get into it. Trust me.
Yeah,
we're gonna come and we're gonna talk about this. So that's what we do here. All right. We got two other very, very, very fine patient gentlemen here who are back here. And shout out to Gutsy77, Lovely Sherry, Angela Straven, Wakazashi's Tea House, and D Bud Martin. Let's bring in another two guys here. I just hung out with this guy 2 nights ago on his channel. It was nice to get to know him and have a good chat for 2 hours. He is the common nerd.
How we doing today, guys? What's going on, everybody? Good to be here. So yeah, I'm super excited about this. You all may or may not be shocked to hear this, but I have actually never read this saga before, this particular arc, and so I was a complete and total newbie when it came to this. So I have read it, although I've read all caught up. We're on the third, right? The third issue this week,
yes,
right?
Issue 3.
So I finished that one all. I finished all of those off this morning, and I read the third one again this evening, and I am absolutely loving it. And I even held off. I'm waiting to read the fourth one until after we go through tonight. So I'm a complete virgin when it comes to all this stuff. I don't know what's coming other than, general ideas and stuff like that. But this has been absolutely awesome. I'm loving reading this and going through it. Like being able to experience this for the first time is really, really cool. I'm so glad I found y'all to put me onto this kind of stuff. So super excited. And yes, Nick was on with us Wednesday night. Absolutely loved it. That was a great time having him on. Very, very gracious guest. And just thanks for having me here. And hail to all the chat. I think I said hi to pretty much all of you in there. But yeah, hail once again.
No, thank you for joining us, man. I appreciate you coming in here. And I'm glad we were able to be the show that busted your cherry with this particular comic card. 100%. That feels like one of the greatest badges of honor ever.
Well, my hat's off to you on that one. You officially earned it. So
thank you. And of course, you absolutely know him, and of course you love him. He is the founder of the Legion of Memers. And I'm going to say his full name the way I address Adam Krigler as The Krigler Show. And yes, I do now address Yellow Flash as Yellow Flash 2. Superman, if he wasn't scared of green rocks.
Hey, guys, how you doing? It's great to be here. I love hanging out with you.
Hey, yo.
And the common nerd, I'm so jealous of you right now getting to read these things for the first time. It's like, right? I'm straight up jealous. And Mark, bro, those comics, dude.
Thank you.
Jeez, man, that is amazing. Hail, Sherry, how you doing? Yeah, so I just decided to come in, hang out with y'all. I don't have all the big comic collections. All I got is that picture right there. My pops bought it for me when I was younger, so I figured I'd keep it in my background.
Look at it.
That's awesome.
Why not?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It was it's actually a funny story behind that. When I was younger, my family's Jewish, and they were religious at the time. Mm-hmm. So he actually went into the store and begged the guy not to sell it on Saturday. And came back when the Sabbath was over and bought it for me. I almost broke down crying. I thought it was the coolest fucking thing ever.
That's awesome, man.
Hell yeah, that's freaking awesome.
Great.
And shout out to my best friend who held this for me in another country for 5 years. So thank you, man.
Whoa!
Wow,
nice.
That's so badass.
That happens a lot. There's a reason why I have plenty of boxes of video games that I cannot touch. My best friend, literally, the guy goes to the United States, decides he's gonna work there and he's gonna live there and everything, and comes to my house. Dude, I'm going to the US. Here's my collection, and starts unpacking boxes, and I mean giant boxes of video game stuff. My wife will never take care of my collection, so you need to take care of it.
Geek,
That's
that just shows what kind of a friend you are. You are
Yes.
like the person he trusts the most.
Yes.
And Green Rocks, that's a nice bottle of McClellan 12 year back there, too.
Oh, thank you. I bought it for my birthday. There's not a lot left, but
I
saw
wouldn't
the
imagine
sign.
so. That's yummy.
I saw the sign that said no alcohol.
Well, that's for irony purposes. Hey,
Yeah, that's actually
hey, Superman, if he wasn't scared of green rocks, look, I got a Beam and Coke right here. So trust me when I say this is a drinking stream. So when you need to turn off your camera and drink, you're welcome to join the party.
He knows. Either when I turn off my camera, I'm going for a drink or a smoke, or I'm making memes. He knows how it works.
Oh, I know the game. We've done this enough now. We know how the game is played now. So between your channel being on the Shagsworth and you being now with me for a Toxic Tuesday and a few of these, I get it now. I got you, dude. All right. So, anyways, we got 20 plus of you in here, and before we get on started,
Hail to the chat! I was in chat earlier, and the common nerd, man. Thank you so much. That made me feel really good, man. Like I appreciate it.
Man, I got
somebody
get you
said
on
something about
sometime,
kryptonite. Don't sniff it because you'll get superpowers and it'll make you crazy.
Sniff it.
Have you seen that meme of Thanos about to do the snap on Endgame? That instead of Tony Stark taking the stones away from him, is that guy from Breaking Bad? That starts breaking the rock and inhaling it.
Who, the bald guy or the?
No, from the first season, the bad guy from the first season.
Esposito.
I don't remember the name, but yeah, the guy that dude is just inhaling the Infinity Stones. I will come back with the name because I will come back with the meme because we need to see it.
I did see the one where he did the snap and John Wick's dog got killed. Thanos had his fearful
that's
on his face.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right. So, for Common Nerd and Mark, I'm assuming that you guys have not been able to pay too much attention to how this has worked the last few weeks. We'll usually have about per 2 pages what we show on my screen. We'll have about 2 panelists talk about each set of 2 pages. And that's how it's going to work. And no, we'll change up. No, one set of 2 pages might be like Kloppy and Pablo, and there might be like Mark and Comment, or Comment and Fenrir, or Fenrir and Pablo. You get what I'm sure it's safe to say.
Like a round robin, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, cool.
Instead of us talk about each individual set, all of us, we're going to switch it
Go
up.
faster that way.
I feel like
it's
it's a more effective formula, and also that way, when people have their time on those set pages, it gives them that moment to elaborate on those pages too. So we don't have to hold back thoughts, try to meet time. So we could be here tonight, so we're good. I'm not worried about having to get up at 7 a.m. or 5 a.m. or 4 a.m. tomorrow morning. We're gonna have fun tonight, all right? So let's get this going. And before I do, I see Jacob Ironside, Dyrus, and Dark Shadow Logan, and we're gonna do this before we go. So yeah, we got 20 plus in here, and I want to thank you all for being here early and ready to party and talk some great comics. And thank you for supporting the Comic Shop Show. It's Friday night, and I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Shout out to 5 Pico for the super chat as well, and to my panelists for their endless commitment for this, and to my fill-ins for coming out and hanging out with us. I appreciate you all, and this one's for all of you guys, whether you're drinking or you're smoking or if you're just plain straight edger. This one's for you guys. Thank you, and cheers, and motherfucking beers.
L'chaim, Shabbat Shalom.
Or some really badass tea.
Ooh, hey, that's fine. Tea is absolutely welcome.
Mango juice.
All right, let's get huge with
Nick,
this.
Shall I share
What's
it?
up?
I have the video.
Well, yeah,
I share it?
sure.
Okay.
Sure, because I'm going to get ready to share my screen. What do you got?
Okay. How the hell is entire screen? Okay. StreamYard, stop messing with your. Yeah. Okay, this is the meme that I was referring to.
This isn't gonna get me leveled, is it?
I hope not.
Well, because I gotta remove it if it potentially might.
Yeah,
but it will be
I
worth
want
it, though.
to save that
It'll be
clip.
worth it.
If put it in the private chat, that way people can.
I sent
check
it in
out.
the private chat.
And
The
put
link
in
is
the-
Oh,
on
you did?
Yeah,
Okay.
cool.
Yeah, Mark, can you wrench that one?
Yeah, and
So
let's put
people
it.
can
Yeah,
check
let's
out?
put it out.
Thank you,
Yeah, then we
sir.
just watch it
Yeah.
just to be
Sniffing
safe.
and
Yeah,
Infinity
we don't
somehow
want to get
lost
snapped out of
Klobby.
existence.
I didn't even know we lost
Seriously, though.
Klobby.
Sniffing one of those Infinity Stones must be a heck of a high.
Oh, dude, that'd be the best.
Yes.
All right, guys. All
And
right,
it's the
so-
Soul Stone, but no, the Mind Stone because it's yellow. So that guy is getting his mind. Ooh, mess up.
Wait, you
Yeah, I
can
mean,
actually
it's
bring
an
this up and watch and like read through it?
Yep.
On stream?
I have these. I have these on digital. I own these on digital.
Oh, this is so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Exactly
Sounds
what we're
great.
doing, man. That's what makes this an immersive, interactive, experience. I almost lost the word there, but anyways, so yeah, we can obviously admire and just drool all over this amazing cover, of course, by an absolute legend of comic books. And you know what? I'm gonna let the two gentlemen who were at the time around this book sound off about this cover. So we'll start off with Mark. Mark, so tell us about what was it like for you, like when this was new back in '91.
Yeah, so this was a big deal in the comic world. So you had this miniseries come out. Before then, you didn't have a miniseries every week or a crossover week. There were starting to be more in the 70s. I think Mike and I were looking up. I think there were 3 in the 70s, and then the 80s maybe there were like 5. I'm just guessing. So, but there was so much hype about good hype. I mean, good hype. Like you got Perez working. Unfortunately, they switched artists. I think. After issue, this is the switch. I think
issue
after this,
4.
This is the,
It's issue 4 because it's a little bit Perez and a little bit of Ron Lim.
yeah, and Ron Lim is fantastic too. But it's just that's kind of one of the
George.
bummers, I'd say, where
Yeah.
he ain't George, and for that to flip up. But this was a big deal. This was like the Yankees versus the Red Sox. Superman versus Spider-Man. Everyone was just looking forward to this at this time, and it delivered too. I mean, it delivered big time. So,
This
and then of
cover
course,
gives me goosebumps.
yeah. Although Perez is fantastic at fitting all these covers together, characters together, and Mike, you're the expert at even though you just say you're not, but at picking out artists and styles.
Nobody knows me by Mike around here, by the way.
Yeah, Clobbering Time. Sorry, I'll go by Clobbering Time. So, Clobby. Just say yeah. But Spidey, you can see when did McFarlane have his run from 300 to 330? So looks like a McFarlane-esque Spidey with the webbing.
Spidey, a little less muscle though, because McFarlane did like a little extra muscle on his Spidey. It wasn't like where it was like roided out. I guess I could say like almost like a 90s Jim Lee, but you could tell that he liked that.
He's keeping it consistent with the style.
I really like McFarlane with webbing. I like McFarlane's drawing on webbing.
Also the shape of the eyes and everything is just the eyes are really really long and really really pointy. So yeah, that's more a McFarlane thing. That's more a Spawn kind of.
Yeah, but he's being consistent, which is cool too. Even though that's probably not his style of Spidey. He's following, what's out at the, what was popular at the time. So I just love the way he fits all these characters. You got how many characters are on this cover if you count them? I mean, it's amazing.
I'm actually good. I'm trying to do a quick count in my head.
But the perspective is great. Like Cap, look at Cap's face there, and he's charging.
21.
Wolvie.
21
right?
or 22.
21. So it's like the cover's legal then. And it's it's just great, the perspective and Surfer on top. I got a statue that looks a little bit like that, that classic Surfer pose.
21
with I mean, this is greatness. I mean, totally great. Yeah. So, and he fits them all in, and it doesn't look awkward. I mean, you look at some of the new covers today, and they look like Garbaggio. and he fits 21 characters and it looks great.
Agreed.
I better stop. I could talk about a half hour about this cover, so I better.
I know.
Oh, you're right.
Hey, that's why I'm so glad you're here, because you're once again one of the guys who was there. So obviously, like, I was at the point where I was still eating Puerto Rican rice as a butterball. So I wasn't there to get this when it was brand new. So anyway, thank you.
You're saying that Mark is old.
I'm old, yeah.
Which makes me really old then. And we were the only ones there. Wow.
Clawby,
young people.
We're old.
You
Yeah.
get to sound off on this amazing cover too, because I know obviously you are also another fan of the legend, Mr. George Perez, who did this cover and his last issue of Interior Work, and obviously the stakes in the story in this amazing cover. What do you think? What do you think when you see this wonderful cover?
I'm not sure it would ever make like top 20 or 30 Perez covers, but it's a good one. It's a busy cover. He is the master of the superhero crowd scene. So it's great. Of course, he inked himself on this one, which is he actually didn't ink himself often in comics, even on covers, but he did ink himself on this one, and it's top-notch Perez. What can I tell you? It's great stuff. At this era at Marvel, they had a lot of costumes I hated. Like, I hate that X Factor costume on Cyclops, and I don't know. I wasn't fond of the way Hulk looked and what's going on with his book there. That's not really Thor right there, but that's neither here nor there. It's a great cover.
He's in Ragnarok.
It's Eric Masterson, I think.
Oh, Eric. Okay.
Oh, it's absolutely Eric Masterson. That's when he was doing that.
Ragnarok.
Because he's what went to become Thunderstrike.
Yeah.
People don't know that he's Eric Masterson here at this time, I think.
Yeah, but even though he talks, it's a dead giveaway the way he talks.
Yeah, and there's one person that actually knows. Adam Warlock actually knows his real identity. I was confused because there's another event where Ragnarok appears on Civil War. He's the one that kills Jagaman.
I always loved Thunderstrike, but yeah. God rest his soul.
Yeah. You know what I like about this cover? I'm like so drawn to Spider-Man right now. I'm like, that is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that Spider-Man is the one I remember from like years and years ago. Those eyes, bro.
Slim and in movement when they used to do him all the time, just webbing. Yeah, it was a good time. It was a really good time.
Oh yeah, I can hear the Kool-Aid Man now.
Was this during the Silver Age?
No, this was 91, my guy. 91.
Yeah, so it's pretty much bronze. It's pretty much past bronze. It's even like copper. I think it's got a copper age.
The copper is that what they're calling it? Copper.
Pretty much. I mean, yeah, because Bronze Age is 1970 through 1986. So. Yeah.
No, you're right.
Wait, what do they call our age?
The garb age.
The crap age.
Yeah,
we're the brown age.
The dark
age. We
are the brown age.
That was like a dad joke. That was like a perfect dad joke.
Well, I'm a dad. Not a perfect dad, but a dad.
Now, gentlemen, we are the brown age. That is it.
The brown age.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anyway.
The rust age.
All right. Let's carry forward because I love how they take the planets, and I guess I'll go off on this one. I love seeing the planets and they spell out Thanos. I'm like, that is cool. And I love his layer being just you get to see the whole wide layout. Once again, I love the way Perez handles the whites. It makes it look like very chilling. And I'm not saying because it looks icy, but I'm just saying like it gives a really like holy crap, that's a very tense setting to look at. Like that's Thanos' obviously his throne with Mephisto, him still trying to beg for his validation from death. But I just seeing this thing, I'm like, damn, this looks great. It's so crazy how the irony of a lot of what I love Perez doing with his work. I love obviously what Laughlin does with the colors because it's white and yet white looks so good. It's such a weird thought the thing at white
Yeah.
looks so good over the colors. But I think also that's a testament to the colorist for making that happen, and even obviously Rubenstein as well. So
But
yeah,
Rubenstein
absolutely.
yeah.
Oh, Rubenstein. Sorry, Rubenstein for
Either one.
this.
Guys, his inks are brilliant.
Yeah. Absolutely awesome. I love this thing here. It just once again, it's just a good reminder of where it's picking up, and that this is Thanos's story in a way, and that's his throne. And you need to know in Marvel who is the main man. So, what do you got on this one, Fenrir?
How can I say this? I can totally buy Thanos doing this one day. Just has the power in hand. Will do this thing with the signs. Seriously, this comic is a perfect embodiment. Seriously, don't simp. I mean, come on, dude. All of this for a chick who doesn't even give you the time of day. Look, the first 3 times, no sign of anything. Just dump it.
I will talk more about that later, but yeah, Thanos kinda goes really deep into simping here, but also is the time where he is starting to break from simping. He's starting to realize that he is just basically forgoing being a god just for a woman.
Yeah.
So there's something happening with Thanos in this issue that is really, really interesting.
Yeah, and Mephisto, the way he speaks, kind of feels like he's slowly manipulating Thanos into a certain area.
It's not that he's manipulating him yet. There's a point where, Mephisto starts actually doing a plan of him. But at this point, Thanos has completely gone mad. He's absolutely destroying reality. All these planets were supposed to be inhabited. So there's billions, if not trillions, of beings just dead because of Thanos.
Yeah.
And he's just like, this is art. This is the contemplation of art, and it's only for the few that are there, that are Eros, Gomorrah, Death, and Mephisto.
Yeah.
There's nobody else.
This Thanos is a version of a pure psychopath, an actual threat of nature. Screw the MCU version. That guy was just a hippie. This guy is an actual villain.
I have a different opinion on that Thanos, but that's for another debate. But yeah, this Thanos is completely bonkers. At this point, he has lost it.
They call him the Mad Titan.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. Back with the cheeks.
No, Fenrir, you got anything else you want to add to this one?
Yes. I'm gonna say again, the art, this depiction of space, the planets, the whole freaking palace. It is just perfect. Truly a masterpiece in itself.
All right. Excellent. Pablo?
Hey, man, what can I say? First of all, as you said, being white actually makes tangible the temple. It's back to the original shape, not the weird shape that Thanos did during the first issue. So basically, this is the real temple of death. But the contrast of everything, the sensation of the flames, the way that the stars look, it actually makes it tangible, makes you know the size and the magnitude of that structure in the middle of a space. So that's actually really impressive if you think about that you are using planets to make a point of reference, and it still gives you the sensation of magnitude. Basically,
excellent
that will
job,
be,
gentlemen. Love it. Seriously, freaking love it, dudes. You guys are absolutely crushing it so far. We're only a few minutes into all this wonderful stuff. All right, I'm going to let the common nerd go off on his thoughts on these pages, because obviously these are some very busy pages here with, well, important stuff. So go at it, Common.
Well, I mean, like I said, this was my first time ever running through this. So seeing a lot of this, like going through everything, I want to pull this up on my phone too, so I can look at it a little bit better. because it was one of those things. It's like I love how Mephisto's just straight up blowing so much smoke up his butt, just like trying to kiss his butt, but at the exact same time reminding him, "Hey, buddy, remember that chick you're doing all this for? She doesn't look too impressed. Maybe you should check on her." And he's just like, he gets all, he's just like all huffy about it, and it's like that last little second, that last little glimpse that he does there, it's just showing his power where he's torturing the homeboy, just kind of like spinning him around and everything. But it's like, yeah, he's like reminding him that, hey, just remember that chick that we did all this for, she's not interested. Like, she's not even impressed by any of this. Like she's bored. And then I love when they go back to Earth and they kind of like look at the situation there, and like this doctor, like you can tell something crazy is going on. And my favorite part is when I'm reading this, right? Because remember, I was a big animated, like when I was 5 when this issue came out, when this little series in 91, when all of this came out. So like I didn't get in on any of this stuff first time around, but I got in on a lot of the animated series stuff. And it's so funny because as I was reading a lot of this stuff, I can hear, even though some of these characters weren't in those shows and had those voices, like it's those exact same kind of voice actors. Like when I'm looking at Nick Fury in this and I'm listening to him like kind of narrate what's going on in this situation, I hear this rough, gruff, grizzled, soldier spy that's seen everything, done everything. Nothing shocks him anymore. So he's just got this grizzly, crazy voice, and he's just trying to figure out what the hell is going on. And I love like the artwork in this. This is the exact same kind of stuff that when I think of comic books, this is the kind of art that I think of. This style, this design, these colorings, the outrageous costumes, all of the kind of stuff. Like, I just absolutely love it. And this giant, the way they make all the space and everything just looks so big and bright from so far out, which is like the way they do the perspective on all of this kind of stuff. I just absolutely love it because it makes you realize that something really crazy and insane is going on, and they're really having to look at the whole situation. And like, I just love it. And like what happens next after this, when the doc kind of like explains everything, it's just like, it was absolutely great. I love this. This has been like I said, going through this for the very first time and seeing this story, even after seeing like all the MCU stuff, like you can see like there's certain elements that they clearly read through this at least a little bit before they wrote all that kind of stuff out. Because
someone did their homework.
Right, absolutely. Because like as I was reading like the first and second issue, like when certain things were happening, like when Surfer drops in on Strange, and Thanos is coming and all that kind of stuff. Like I love it. And I love how like that, what I saw in there isn't influencing me on this. I'm seeing this as it is. And I'm imagining it in a completely different way. And I'm just like, oh yeah, they did do a decent homage, but this is the real story. And this, reading all of this and finding all these characters just makes me want to go back in and get more of the stories and find out where all these people came from. Cause like, I know everybody was talking about Thor earlier, and they make that very apparent when he's thinking inside of his head that it's not him. And I'm like, okay, now I want to go and read all of that and figure out how the hell all that happened. So I'm loving this. This is great. This, going through it the first time, this has been a really neat story. So yeah.
Awesome, dude. No, that's why I'm glad you brought that up with the Thor Thunderstrike thing. Even though I'll admit I'm a little bit more mixed and varied on that whole persona of Eric Masterson Thunderstrike, I do appreciate that it made it feel like whatever the characters were going through at the time, that was being perceived in this book. And then this is something I've addressed on many comic shop shows, and I'm sure a lot of the frequents know what I'm leading to, but I just want to say for any of the potential newbies, it shows you once again that how much continuity matters for me. Like it did just like, obviously, yes. Obviously I would prefer to have just my Thor, as we'll just say my Thor for conversation's sake. But it lets you know, like, they're sticking with, hey, well, this is what's going to go on. We got to let you know that when we say it's all connected, it's actually connected. So I'm willing to put my feelings aside if it means that they're going to make everything actually count and make it happen to what's going on at the time. So I really respect that. And for me, when I read Nick Fury, I hear a lot of people mention like the David Hasselhoff. What I get out of him, which I could see the Hasselhoff, I could definitely see that comparison. I get more of like personally like a Snake Plissken, Kurt Russell thing going on. That's what I get. I get a Snake Plissken vibe on my side of things. And why I like it because when I look at these pages here, where obviously he's got the guy alerted, hey Nick, there's something going on here. I hear Snake Plissken's voice. I just hear he's just that super like alpha boss, like, dude, whatever it is you got, this better be some amazing Mark Twain type of shit. Otherwise, you better get the hell out of my way. And obviously it ends up being some Mark Twain shit, obviously for the worst. But still, it's like, wow, like I hear that Kurt Russell Pliskin. That's what I get from him. And yeah, you're absolutely right. Mephisto is absolutely just being the absolute. He is the cloud chaser of cloud chasers towards Thanos, and it's really funny to see play. So I actually get a kick out of that page from a humor perspective. That's what I get. And right there, Eros is not only just being folded like he's just bendable like a paper, but also he's still voiceless on top of it. Because let's not forget, last issue, he was literally silenced, like he was being shut off from big tech. So he's got the worst of both worlds. Like, it's like, bro, what a really cruddy situation to be in. Like, man, talk about being hurt from the inside. No one can hear you, but they can all see you suffer. And yet, that still don't care.
And then still just like the creepy Gamora all messed up and destroyed, just like wandering around. I love the placement of that because like they don't even bring her up, but there's a lot of scenes where she's just in the background right there. Like you could have left her out, but it just adds to like the horror of everything that's going on and what he's doing. Just having her placed in the background. Boom. Give me the willies.
Agreed. No, so I hear that, brother. I hear that. All right. No green rocks. Did you want to add anything to us, or did you want to?
Dude, I'm just getting flashbacks of that. You know, when I used to read these comics when I was younger. Dude, the art and the storytelling is so phenomenal compared to what we have today. It's such a breath of fresh air just to go back and check something. I mean, look at the dialogue boxes. Look at the bubbles. Look at that. It actually makes sense storytelling wise.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Oh man. All right. So anything you want to elaborate anything, or you just want to leave that?
No, I mean, I'm like very much appreciating the art as well. Look at the tone of the body. Who is that? In the corner right next to Dr. Doom.
Pip the Troll.
Damn, dude. Look at the muscle definition and everything like that. You don't really see that too often anymore.
You're right.
And look at Silver Surfer too.
Looks.
Woo! I think I just came a little bit.
Not Ron Lim. George Perez. I know I fucked up. I'll admit it. I own it. George Perez draws a great surfer. Especially, I love the way he makes. It's me doing two straight, but I love the way he makes the eyes look. Because, like, even though, like, you can't have, like, pupils on the surfer, I can still feel the emotion here. Let me try to get rid of the bar, so we can see. Look at those eyes at the bottom left. I can feel the emotion from Surfer's eyes. He feels and sees the hurt of the world around him. That's what I get from that panel. I feel like that panel is like he realized how bad the situation truly is. I feel like, how is it that a guy with no pupils yet you could still tell how he feels from that panel? It's so expressive without fully displaying emotion, but you could still feel the emotion. I guess you could say I'm in love with that panel, should I say.
I really wish? I wish Graphic Audio made an audio book of this.
Oh, I'd listen the hell of it. Straight up.
I'm listening to Civil War right now, and I really wish they would expand their library for this kind of stuff.
They should.
Man,
that would be sick.
I'd listen to it straight up, man. I'd listen to it. Also, I mean, I know this is gonna be very cliche, but I love the way Perez, once again, I love his capes. I don't know what is I feel like his capes are like the right size, the right look, and also with Doctor Strange's cloak. I mean, I guess you could say for him and Warlock, they're considered cloaks, and for Doom, it's a cape. I don't know what it is, but I love the way he draws the capes on these characters, and the fact that he has all these characters in capes or cloaks or hoods all together. I thought that was a cool thing. I never really thought about until I was rereading a few days. I'm like, he's got a collection of characters in capes. And if you actually think about it, it's really weird when you hear that saying about not all heroes wear capes. So I'm like, well, if you actually think about it, not many heroes actually do wear capes, period. Like, yeah, Superman, you have the Vision, you have obviously Thor, but like if you have to count the amount of ones that do versus don't, a lot more of them don't. But very fortunately, Perez and Mr. Starlin managed to get most of the heroes and villain, because Doom is a villain, in capes together, and I just thought that was a funny look to have the caped ones together. So, yeah, no, and once again, very important page here, dialogue wads, because we see that they realize we've basically the first two issues was the exposition, and Surfer's kind of like, all right, guys, it's time to be proactive. We gotta make some actions happen because this situation is only getting worse. And it brings you back to the stakes and how important it is, because now that you've had Fury being alerted by a scientist, realizing everything is bad, and they got Surfer, on his end, like, and it kind of works out because now we're in 3 issues. It's like, okay, this is about the time something needs to happen, because we've got the right amount of exposition. It doesn't feel like, oh, come on, get to the story. All right. This feels like the right point now, because now we truly are dive deep and feel how bad this all is. So, with that said, as Andre likes to say, I'm going to let Mr. Pablo go off on these important pages right here, because these are some rough pages. Pablo, go for it.
Dude, it's just craziness is ensuing everywhere, and you can see it. First, the heroes are preparing for war, but they don't even understand. Warlock has a view of how this war is going to be, and they don't even need to know. They just have their personal missions, and Doctor Doom, as always, is trying to take control. So Warlock is like, no, even Thor is like, dude, this guy is the correct guy to guide us. You will try to take power, and that's it. And Doom is like, yeah. So he's, and in a few pages we will see how much he can go straight to, yeah, that's my plan. He doesn't even deny it. And then you see Widow, and the reality of the situation is that the street level heroes are the ones that are facing the worst part, because yeah, the ones that are going into this war, the ones that can handle a cosmic entity or at least be a threat to it in some way, are going to Thanos. But the other heroes, the heroes that will never go to that call, that could never assist in that kind of endeavor, they are trying to save people still. They are just rescuing people from a cataclysmic event where we see Widow, she doesn't really make it. She doesn't really save anyone. And it's because, well, Earth is becoming dust. Every building, every structure, everything. Thanos' power has destroyed so much that basically, even if you try to save somebody, there's almost no chance. Is Doom is actually really Doom on that page. And I don't mean Doctor Doom. That's in the previous page. I mean Doom. Basically, that will be it.
Freaking sick. Yeah. Fenrir, did you want to talk about this one? Is he still here?
Fenrir, you still with us, buddy?
Fenrir?
Okay, maybe not.
Yep.
Right. Well, I know I really like this stuff too. Does anybody else want to talk about this before I jump in?
Go for it, man.
Go for it.
Yeah, because one of the things that I really liked, especially about the first panel over here, was with just the fact that they're talking about the entrance and the way Doctor Strange makes an entrance, and like all the people he's got with him, and you can see Cap's like, like, WTF, who's just walking in the door here, and why is Doom with him? Why are all these people here? Like, it blows him away. It's like he knows it's got to be something serious, and obviously they know the seriousness of all the situation that's going on. But I just loved how amazed he was about everybody coming in, and they're all just like, "Hey, everybody, we all got to vouch for Doom." Like, like no, he's with us. Don't worry, don't freak out. Everybody relax.
Don't kill him.
Right, exactly. Don't just start blasting right away. Like, he's with us. Just calm down. You know, and like I loved like this panel, like the second one with Black Widow, and then the page that comes afterwards. Like, I just absolutely love it. It's like it shows you the absolute desperation of the situation that's going on. But at the end of the day, heroes are still going to do hero stuff. You know what I mean? They're still going to go out there no matter how bad things are. They're going to jump in these buildings. They're going to smash through windows. They're going to save babies. And even then, like as it goes on to the next panel, it's like one of them situations where it's like, you're not going to be able to save everyone, but you got to save who you can. And like, you know, it's like, and even the crowd like understands that and respects her and is like, hey, it's okay. You did everything you could. And she's just so desperate to keep fighting and keep saving. It's like, that's one of the things I really liked about going through and reading this. It's heroes, no matter the odds, trying to be heroes. And that is something we so seem to lack in the modern era and modern storytelling. It's like, why aren't there heroes doing hero stuff? You know, and that's what I loved about going through and reading this. This reminds me of why I fell in love with all of this kind of stuff when I was a kid, because this is the hero inspiration story that inspires you to be better and be greater, because there's always an option. There's always hope. There's always a way to keep fighting. That's what I loved about seeing all this stuff. So.
And it's always
said, dude. Yeah. Seriously.
Thanks, man.
Is that moment of saving the puppy, you know, is that moment of actually doing the heroic, because just punching somebody is not exactly the mission of a hero. But yeah, saving people, that's exactly what they
according to
do.
Someone whose initials are ZS, it is, but so.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
But then he never read any of these comics.
Oh, I know that. That much is apparent.
No, but if you remember, even on the old school comics and in the old school movies, you had that moment of Superman going down and rescuing the kitten from the tree. You need that moment. You need that relation of he is just the good guy, nothing else, for no reason than can save somebody. And Black Widow is exactly on that situation, but she's not Superman. And that's the terrible part. The ones that are like Superman, that ones that can take the punch, they are summoned by Warlock. The rest, the people that can only do so much with the limited power that they have, they are picking the pieces, man. They are the one footing the bill.
I remember not didn't care too much for this look for Black Widow though back then. Still don't.
Oh, with the spider on the teeth.
Don't like that costume with her hair and back at that point. Yeah, she was kind of.
She's still hot.
Come on,
she's
look for her.
That ass though, bro.
Yeah, like I gotta think of redheads. I don't give a damn. I don't care. Like whatever you put her in, whatever. I don't care.
But they cut her hair. I hated that.
I half agree, Bobby. I half agree. I agree on the hair. I strongly agree with you on the hair. No, the suit and the emblem, I'm with it. I'm absolutely with it on the emblem. But
yeah, but right here it's drawn by Perez. Some of the other artists really made it look terrible.
All it takes is not the right the wrong pencil to make it look bad. But the way Perez was on here, I'm all in on this, man. I'm all in. What's up, red shirt? How you doing, man?
Red shirt.
Dude, you know what's the real issue with? You know what's the real issue with this suite? The logo on her teeth is Spider-Man's. It's not hers.
Really?
Hold on, let's
really.
Can we zoom in and look and find out?
That area.
Go to the next page. Go to the next
zoom
page.
in real tight right there on that.
You will see.
Blow that shit up.
Let's really get into the details of this and really discuss it hard.
Nope, it's not. Nope.
No.
Not happening.
Oh, we broke
We broke the interwebs.
Kindle down.
Damn you, Thanos.
So
that's okay, because Comicology's all the guys at Comicology are getting laid off. So
I heard about that.
If you read about that, yeah.
Before I move on to next pages, my guy Vince Womack, thank you, Vince Womack, by the way, has posted a link to the Infinity Gauntlet audiobook. So if you are on my Gilded,
which audio
nice.
book you are? Who's it by? Send me the link. I want to see it.
It's in the Gilded.
Get to the Gilded. What's up, Neon Knight, with that black
Neon Knight
avatar?
Gilded.
It's on my Gilded, and please get on Gilded.
Nice.
I've been on
where on
Gilded now
Gilded?
for almost a year. My guess is he probably posted on the comics channel because I do have separate tabs for separate things here. I'm gonna post the Gilded link in the chat.
Thank you, Vince.
Vince, we appreciate. Yeah, he did. It's on the comics tab. So I'm gonna post for those who somehow have not joined. Now is the time for you to join us on Gilded right here. Please join us if you haven't already, folks. We have a great time in there. We got guys like Boosh McFadden posting great food pics. We got tons of funny memes that guys like Christian DeLorme posts all the damn time. Yeah, it's awesome. 5 picoseconds is active on there too with the
food
comments
pics.
up. Yeah, food pics as well. We got a great community over here. It's a lot of fun, and because a lot of guys like you, it's fun. It's a great time there. I'm very thankful, and I'm hoping probably the next few weeks we can finally get around to doing some watch parties on there because I know we entertained the idea not too long ago, maybe even last week about maybe something like Age of Ultron or something as like a Gilded watch party. But we're gonna do stuff. I'm gonna work on it at the time. When the time does, we're gonna do fun stuff like that, and we'll just enjoy each other's company, watching good movies and such. It'll be great. So, anyways, let's move on with Doth Pages here, and right here, and you know what, Pablo and Mark, I'm gonna have you go off on these pages. So Pablo first, and then Mark just bounce off of him.
Okay, here we see how basically Black Widow just fails the mission. She sees that somebody else is still in the building, and well, you cannot save everyone. But if you zoom to the first panel of the first page, can you zoom a bit?
I cannot. I try with the air pages.
Oh, goddamn it. Okay, I will just share for a second.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see. Okay, sure. If you can see the logo on her teeth, I'm just saying.
But she is Black Widow, right? So.
Yep.
But kind of like an ant from here to me. But.
Yeah, that looks like an ant. He's simping for Ant-Man right there.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, that's something funny that I noticed reading this book. I was like, wait a minute, that's not her logo and it's on her teeth. Something fishy is going on. She's simping for somebody, but yep, that happened
Hopefully
in
not
this
too
issue.
fishy.
Yeah.
Dude. I don't think Widow needs to simp for anyone. I think she can have anyone she wants, but I think this is has she been with this is after she's been with Daredevil for a while, right? Cloudburn time. When was
but at this point she was popping up in Daredevil's comic a little bit here and there, but yeah, who she's with at this point, I don't know.
I don't remember.
She was in a couple of issues at that point around that time though. I remember because that costume.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to remember. But
she's mostly an Avenger stuff.
But what's nice about this panel, they're showing a superhero who doesn't have, superpowers, and she's trying to, do what she can, and she's making a difference. She obviously doesn't have the power to fight Thanos directly, but she's doing what she can. And most writers would have her save that woman too, right? So she's running back to the building. It's going to be on the next page, but we already mentioned she didn't. She didn't make it, but I thought was really interesting too to have a hero. She tries, she saves the baby, but she's not able to save everyone. So that's it's a tragic point, and it kind of makes the issue hit home even more. I think by having there's people dying right now. It's not, and a lot of times in these books, the hero always is able to Spidey's able to sling the web and grab the car and save the innocent bystander, but this time it doesn't happen. And it's a nice moment, I think, for Widow to shine too, and to see what her character's like and how devastated she is at the end, and the person saying, you did all you could. And so it really shows, she came from a spy background and has become a hero, and it's a really nice character arc and a great dynamic panels on these. These are fantastic panels, the motion and the pages, and what you can feel the people in the crowd, how upset they are and how they're, you can feel for Widow there, and the bystanders actually pick her up and say, yeah, and help her, and it's tragic, and so it's a really great art. Perez is always fantastic.
Yeah.
Strongly agreed. I love, of course, and for those in the chat who probably will just say, I have only seen Infinity War and Endgame. Obviously, everyone remembers the big final battle. You can definitely see where they picked up some of the influence for that scene as you see the heroes popping in through the little portals, as you see Iron Man and Spider-Man walking through. So obviously, just for added context there, that's once again, it's obvious they didn't take every cue from this book, but it's clear that somewhere in the writer's room, there was definitely some nods taken. Some were variations of it, or if not direct nods. And this was obviously, I'd say a direct nod, obviously just in a different context because they're being brought to a room full of heroes rather than to a battlefield. So I guess you could say it's a direct or variation. I guess that depends on the perspective of where you're seeing at. So yeah, that's once again.
If you think about it, is the entrance of the heroes, right? But is
yes,
in Endgame is at the very end of the battle, but is still they are answering the call. Doctor Strange is making the call, and they are actually moving forward. Even though if you see Cloak don't even care about the world, Dagger is dead. She was everything, so he basically is just going through the movement because what else is there to do? But they still are trying to respond to this call. And that sensation of the heroes presenting themselves from the portal is the actual important or actually impactful imagery here. Is seeing how many people will come to the rescue when things are at the worst. You have basically a god that can reshape the universe, can destroy anybody, and they are still going like, okay, I'll fight. That is the important part, and that's why it works so well here and on Endgame. It's just that moment of the final sacrifice, the final push, and I'm all for it. I love this kind of scenes.
Oh yeah, that looks cool. Yeah, I just loved it when I was reading through this, seeing everybody enter and come in through those portals, and just like see, because like I didn't know the backstory on a lot of these characters and stuff like that, and just seeing them come in, like I'm glad you brought that up, Pablo, about Cloak and Dagger being gone and being dead at this point, because I didn't know that, and that knowing how he interacts throughout the rest of this comic book, it makes a lot more sense the way his attitude is and stuff like that. I'm glad you let me know that, because I thought that was really cool.
Okay.
Yeah, and Drax is not the movie Drax, obviously.
Right.
Totally
obviously.
different, so it's gonna throw people off.
His power set is a lot different, and his personality is really different, but he's still dim-witted.
Yeah, I noticed that when I was reading through that earlier. Yeah, I thought that was really cool. I watched I have some knowledge of a lot of these arcs from like the Comic Historian and like Comics Explained, like those guys. Because I spent like a summer watching a lot of that. But yeah, I knew the Drax in the movies wasn't anywhere close to the actual Drax from the comic book. So I thought this was cool. This was cool for me to see, because this is the first time I'd ever actually seen him in the comic itself and how he's supposed to look. So I thought that was really neat.
And that's Namor right there. That's the real Namor, and like what we got in the
yes,
actual Namor,
absolutely.
Actual Namor.
Namor.
And speaking of actual Namor, because we'll let the man who actually knows about Namor probably better than most of us, Rick Klobby, talk about these wonderful panels here. Because obviously there's not too much that changes story-wise, but it is a very important moment in the book. So Klobby, have at it with these pages.
Yeah, well, of course, some more wonderful work by Perez and Rubenstein. Of course, the one page there, with the characters all coming out of the tubes and stuff there, is again exposition, telling the audience, the readers who may not know, especially obscure characters like Firelord, telling people about who these are, introducing them to Drax and stuff. Just great stuff. As I've always said, no one draws a superhero crowd scene like Perez. And I love that top panel with them all up in there. But the panel that I enjoyed, it's all beautifully done, nicely arranged. The panel that that tickled me the most was the bottom panel with the Hulk from the back there on the left-hand side, and that movie poster. You probably can't tell from if you're watching us on YouTube. That's Roma film Toxic Avenger.
Toxic Avenger
coming soon.
Really?
Yeah, weird.
You broke up for a second, Bobby. Yep.
Toxic Avengers. I love that. I watched that cartoon as a kid.
The old Trauma film. I don't know if you're familiar with it.
Oh, the movie was horrible, but it was great. I loved it. It was so bad.
You know, Vince Womack, that's a point off the book for me when they don't even invite the Condor. I'm just saying. Big problem. That actually, dare I say, problematic. We'll throw you comment and No Green Rocks in for later context on that. There's a whole thing there.
Yeah, you know, I'm not like, I know DC very well, like very, very well. When it comes to Marvel, I'm a little bit of an outsider, unfortunately.
Okay. If that's totally fair, man. I mean, DC's got a very rich lore. I don't blame you, but I guess we'll since do you have anything you want to add, Clobby, before I fill in the gap?
Well, did I cut out there? Because I'm having some serious.
Well, you were at
you didn't hear
the movie poster
that, or you didn't hear me?
You were last at the movie poster with Toxic Avenger and coming soon.
Toxic Avenger. Yeah, I was just pointing that out, that was kind of funny in that panel. So yeah, the great couple of pages right there, and it's always good. Even though I didn't like the New Warriors much, it's nice to see Richard Rider. Well, Nova looking like Nova, put it like that. Firelord, of course.
Nova looking like
that
Nova.
guy in there with the semi trunks. Who is that? That's Namor, the real Submariner.
Not Namor.
All right. I'm going to use that as a great segue to bring in Nova. I almost said Namor. Nova. I messed up my English really bad today. But Nova, guys. So, okay, for No Green Rocks, Common Nerd, and I think Mark as well. We did a whole basically a review on the first 12 issues plus a one-off issue of the original Nova run from Mr. Marv Wolfman. Yep. And there was this villain in there who's absolutely like cheesy. Like, this is I like to say that Macho Man line, the cream of the crop. Just imagine if it was the reverse of that with this villain named the Condor.
You guys love the Condor, don't you?
I love this villain. And anyone who knows me knows I have like a love for a bunch of Z-list villains. And this is also a hint at a future project I'm slowly working. I'm hoping to get out either by the fall or start this year on my 10 favorite Z-list villains. I'm talking Z-list. Like, this is the stuff that makes you go to sleep. I'm making that video. It's a passion project of mine, and yes, the Condor will absolutely be on there.
Can't wait to see that.
Yes, the Condor's a villain, and I was singing his praises all month long during that Nova run. And he's got the absolutely worst suit, and he definitely has like the worst suit ever. But I love him, and I'm mad that they don't have a figure on him too. By the way, so anyways, yeah,
3D model one.
Fenrir, I saw you said earlier you had to go. You want to make this your point where you bow out?
Maybe
we haven't been able to hear from him in a while. Something.
It's okay. Maybe he fell asleep. I'll put him backstage. If he says something, we'll let him back in. So all right, Fenrir. Hopefully you're okay. Hopefully you just passed out because I know he's on the other side of the planet.
Hopefully you're passed out.
Fell asleep.
Yeah.
We'll say fell asleep. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
He's in a much different time zone, a galaxy far away.
Yeah.
Well, I was hoping that better than something bad happened. Because if you're just passed out, knocked out, hey, that's not the worst thing that can happen. For being fair here,
absolutely.
So, all right, Mark, go ahead and go for it on this one.
Yeah, I mean, more great artwork. I mean, it's just say it over and over again, but it's look at Namor coming out of the ocean there, Nova. I mean, everything's so dynamic. Of course, dynamic and Cloak is, as you said, depressed. So that every entrance fits each character. Look at the expression on Drax's face, like, what am I doing here? Picture like a Stallone expression. Of course, Wolverine charging in. So great artwork, and Perez does a great job with all the getting all the groups together too with these group shots. He's a master at that. You've got Wolverine smoking a stogie there with the Pip the Troll is lighting. So we should black that out for these days. The kids can't take that, but even though Wolverine has a healing factor and it won't hurt him, but just then you've got Vision now meeting Scarlet Witch. So you're getting the gang all together. Hulk comes in, so he says, he's a founding member. We'll let him back in again now that he's reformed. So, and of course, the next, I guess we're ending at the page where he says, Warlock says, so now our little army is complete. So, Perez does a great job of just juggling all these characters and making the panels cohesive, and he tells a story and you can follow it. Like, I can picture Hulk walking through that portal and coming in through that, and to meet everyone, and we can talk particulars later. So it's just if you tried to, the most of the art today is it's so horrible, and you can't imagine having this many characters on a panel and making it work, and he does it because he's so good at it. So it's just really, really well done.
It's just too bad they're not all sitting around talking about their fifis, because that would have been really having coffee.
Yeah. I have a question.
Circle.
I have a question about what's going on. Does the Vision already has his memories back at this point?
I think he's got partial memories back, right? So
yes.
Didn't he turn white in West Coast 75?
It was West Coast before that. A few years before this, wasn't it?
Yeah. So I'm trying to remember. It's tough when you're going back almost 30 years trying to figure out what. What
they're both sort of back to normal at this point.
Yeah, but he's he grabs Wanda's wrist there, so it's they're kind of having a moment of recognition. Wanda looks a little apprehensive there, so even in these lot of characters, he's still got a lot of character details, and you can read the nuance. It's tough for you guys to see that are looking at it just on the screen. And if you don't own this digitally or physically, go get it and read it. But it's just a great way to get the gang ready for the next act in the story.
Well said, Mark. Well bloody
Thank you.
shade. No thing, man. Seriously, thank you. And woo, look at all this here. All right, no green rocks.
What's up?
Go ahead and talk about these wonderful pages here, because there's a lot of visual candy here.
Oh yeah. What is that? Adam Warlock right there?
Yes, sir.
Look at the shadowing on his face. That detail is just cream of the crop right there. And when the Hulk is talking, it looks like he's talking to Adam Warlock. Who is he talking to? Warlock, it looks like.
Or Cap, I think. Cap.
Basically,
Strange.
Basically, everyone in the room, he's communicating through the portal. So he's having a discussion with the Avengers using Warlock as a proxy. So yeah, that's pretty much Hulk of that time.
I mean, look at the jaw. Like, oh man, just the attention to detail on this. How long do you think it took them to make each panel?
Hours.
Between Rubenstein and obviously Perez.
Well, Perez, Rubenstein does a lot of full backgrounds. In other words, Perez had the luxury at the time. Perez was pretty fast. But he would definitely turn in mostly fairly strong layouts. But a lot of this, maybe at least 50% of this art is Rubenstein as embellishments, because he does a lot more than your usual inker. So yeah, it was a very good collaborative effort.
Man, it's amazing. I love Doctor Strange's mustache.
Oh, dude, I hardcore agree, man. His mustache, man, like that
Doctor
shit is
stash.
70s porn star stash, like greatness.
Greatness.
No, dude, no green rocks is onto something about that stash, man.
That's
for real.
classic.
I like how Namor is still wet. If you look at Namor, he's still wet.
He likes
And
being
literally
wet.
all just walked in.
You notice he's not saying much because he figures he doesn't get along with all these people, but he knows what's got to be done, and he's Namor, so yeah, because he's usually pretty arrogant. But at this point, he's like, yeah, we'll get the job done.
Mm-hmm.
Who's that next to Scarlet Witch in the panel where they're all together? And Namor's looking at them. Is that Vision?
Yeah, the White Vision.
White
It's
Vision.
basically a copy of the original Vision.
White
It's not
Vision.
a complete Vision.
Yeah.
Also, as I recall, he doesn't have the Soul Stone in his head at this point. Is something artificial, or is the Soul Stone already?
No, there's no Soul Stone because Thanos has got it right now.
No, the souls.
Oh,
not the Soul Stone.
souls. Oh.
Soul, S-O-L, is the rock that Vision uses to fire the.
Not
the
anymore.
beam. Yeah, not anymore, but
Not this point.
on the comics, it was the Soul
He's an
Stone.
artificial one right there. He used to have it. Yeah.
Kind of like WandaVision these days when he's.
The only critique I would have is in the last picture with Wolverine. I really wish he would be chomping on the cigar while he's talking.
He's got a cigarette in his mouth.
Is that a cigarette?
Looks like it. You got to really zoom in, but yeah, it looks like he's got a cigar.
Yeah.
That's a cigarette in his mouth.
All right, I retract my previous statement then.
Yeah, I'm looking at it on my phone so I can read everything.
Dude, the fun about Wolverine on these
smoking.
issues at this time, he's always smoking. He's always with a cigar. Even when he's fighting, he's smoking.
I mean, when you have that kind of healing factor, wouldn't you?
I have some questions
That's a good point, Green Box. I never thought of that.
That'd be the ultimate.
Nick knows how it
abuse.
feels for drinking.
Like if I was Deadpool,
yeah,
probably
true.
it would.
Yeah, but I
Wolverine-
have
We're still
a
about
question
a
about
decade.
that.
We're still about a decade away before Marvel got rid of all that. So,
All the fun stuff.
But okay,
Smoking.
here is my thing. Supposedly, the healing factor avoids Wolverine, the Hulk, and other ones that have that kind of healing factor to get drunk. But he still gets a hit from nicotine. Does Wolverine get a hit from nicotine, or he is just smoking because why the hell not? And what happens if he smokes some other thing?
Yeah, he's been
Like-
alive forever. He probably gets nostalgia from the taste of tobacco.
That's possible.
he does.
I
Drink
can
a
see
lot,
that, yeah.
so- And yeah, I guess he can get there. I don't know.
Just makes him look rough and tumble.
Yeah.
Bunch of nerds.
I mean, think about it.
We're all nerds
Think about it. If he
here.
wants to get people away.
Nerds.
What's a better way to get somebody away from him than blowing smoke in their face? Like, I mean, that alone would be enough of a reason
Yep.
for Wolverine to
Yeah.
walk around
Well, I mean,
smoking all the time.
It depends. In certain countries, blowing smoke in somebody's face means something very different than it does.
Okay, well, these are
Oh,
American
I can
comics.
resist.
Yeah.
Those nerds! Nerds! What?
God, I love Revenge of the
Mark,
Nerds. God, I love
yes.
Revenge of the Nerds.
Yes, I did grow a beard, Philbo. Don't worry. In about a month or two, the Lemmy will be back. Don't you worry. I
Okay.
just decided to do this.
Dude, you
and-
got to do some Sabretooth cosplay with that beard.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
There you go.
Well,
Team.
maybe one day. We'll see.
Get
One of
out
the things-
all day.
Okay, what's it
Yeah.
gonna take? What's it gonna? How many subs is it gonna take for you to cosplay? Sabretooth.
5K.
5K.
Dude.
All right,
All
guys.
You heard it here.
All right.
You heard it here.
All right,
All right.
clip
Heard it
that.
here,
Clip
5K.
that. Put it on Twitter. Share it with
Yep.
everybody. We need this Sabretooth cosplay ASAP.
5K with a pizza as well. All right.
Excellent.
Pizza as well. So it's gotta be a really good thin crust pizza. Pretty easy on toppings. It's definitely gotta be very, very pro gluten. Very pro gluten.
You're more expensive
So-
than Shags in the ranch bath.
Dude, hey, I'm all about the gravy. The Shagsy can have his ranch. I'll take my gravy. All right.
So what?
That's
10K
why we- yeah,
gravy
that's
bath
why-
for you?
10K
That's why the
gravy bag.
Shagsworth needs to have a ranch. That way, I can have a gravy, and we could sell like a gravy and ranch pairing. It would
All
be,
right,
it would be
10K
huge in the
10K
fellowship.
gravy and ranch live stream.
Oh
God.
I'm in. I'll
Hey.
do it. You heard it here. I'll do that for
Gravy's
10K
cheaper than
gravy
ranch.
and ranch. I'm in. I'll do that.
Man,
I
these
will.
YouTubers will do anything for subs.
Hey man, I did a 23 and a half hour stream for 1K. So yeah, we will.
Whores, we're all whores.
Yes, we are.
Oh, dude,
anything for subs.
I do Craven just for fun, straight up.
Oh, Craven.
I just gotta find time to do that, and I do that. So,
You say,
anyways,
my beloved Calypso.
I gotta practice that because I'm not good at like Russian sounding dudes. And the one time I did, I just sound like, I don't know, stupid. So I'm not gonna. I've already made myself look like a fool on camera before. I'm not gonna do that one because I already know how bad it sounds.
The best
Not
Russian
even going there.
The best Russian accent on the whole MCU is Whiplash from Iron Man 2. His accent is golden. I love him.
I thought it was horrible.
Exactly. He's absolutely horrible. And if you know anything about Russian, he doesn't sound like Russian
Not
at
even
all.
close. Not even
So
close.
it's just beautiful.
My favorite part
like
was
hearing
when Mickey Rourke said,
I love Mickey Rourke, though. I loved it. It was
For
bad,
me-
but I loved it.
For
It
me,
was so
hearing
bad, I
him
loved it.
talk on that accent is almost like hearing Sean Connery trying to talk like in an Spanish accent on Highlander. It's the same
yeah.
level of
Oh, yeah.
they don't give a crap. They are just doing whatever, and I love that.
Where's my bird? My bird.
I think how they just went to rehab and said, "Hey, Mickey, you want to be an Iron Man too? Here's a couple $1 million. You think you can do it? Sure. So you can go home and get ready. No, you're fine like you are. Come on, let's go. You look perfect."
People make trouble.
The funny part is Globby's probably actually 100% right on how that actually happened. I can already hear the critical drinker saying, "Oh, you'll have to change. No, it'll be fine.
It'll be fine. That same thing happened with Nick Nolte with Hulk. You know, I was like, no, you look fine. Come on, let's go. You look perfect for what we got, man." Anyone, by the way, about this comic, getting back to it, does anyone have to wonder what Starlin was thinking? You know, when you only have one villain, all these heroes and one baddie, and it's Doom. He's enough, of course, but it is interesting that there weren't more villains here.
You know, I thought about that, Clubby. I guess I'm gonna bounce off your statement, but it seemed like that if you're a pick a villain, obviously, it is a weird
it's gonna be Doom,
ratio.
Yeah,
But to
because
me,
he has
that
to save,
is the villain that makes sense because he understands as far as villains go. Obviously, he has land he has to take care of. One, Latveria. B, he understands sometimes he has to put his own ego aside, which is saying a lot because he's a pretty big egomaniac when things need to get done and it's affecting him. When things affect him, if he has to team up with people he doesn't like to get things done, it's clear he will do that.
No, I'm not saying it shouldn't be Doom. Of course it should be. But I'm saying it's curious that there is only one. You thought there would have been a little bit of a mix considering how many people are missing and how people, you could get even more firepower by finding seeking out some of even the other villains. But no, they just decided on Doom, which is cool with me.
Also, they don't. They have Doom, right? They should have a lot of Doombots with them.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, they have access to the whole Doombot army, and they are not using. And remember, the Doombots also can use magic.
I think the best explanation is probably simply that Doom went after them when he heard about it. But they could have recruited some other villains and said, "Hey, look, it's the whole universe. So get your butts in the fight." But anyway,
Klobby, you make up a really good point because you know which villain really could benefit from being a part of this encounter, and it's not the Condor.
Get back here, Shocker! Shocker! You can't escape me! I'll chase you to the ends of the earth!
Shocker will change
been fantastic.
everything.
I can customize for you whenever you want.
Fancy Dan.
Fancy Dan will have him awesome. Yes.
Imagine.
How about Pace Pot Pete?
Pace Pot Pete. Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fancy Dan, Shocker, Pace Pot Pete, and then you
The
have
Condor.
the Condor, and then you have Slide,
Diamond
and then you
Head?
have the Iguana.
What about Diamond Head?
Diamond Head. And then you would have Dr. Doom. It would be like the bottom of the barrel of the Marvel Dirty Dozen of villains. The bottom of the barrel of the Dirty Dozen. And I would watch it. I would watch it so hard if they called. I would be down for that movie. That's a movie I could get behind.
You gotta throw like one serious villain in there just so he can face palm all the time at like the rest of the idiots screwing up. Like
the forgettable five. Oh, dude, Kangaroo, you got a point there, fandom. No, see, Sphinx is too cool for most of those. Obviously, he can level Doom, sure, but it'd just be good to see Doom trying to like work with a trail of idiots. Because Doom is just so much more intelligent and powerful simultaneously. People like, oh, these guys are such idiots. They can't get anything done. How did I get stuck with these guys? It'd be like a parent trying to teach like 6 or 7 kids to keep it together. And I would like to see Doom in that role. That would be hilarious. Because I could see a lot of face palming from Doom. But anyways, back to this comic because we went on a tangent and then some, which was worth it, by the way. Totally worth it. Great panels, by the way, and I love that we're seeing what happens when. Well, obviously, a lot of people are like, "Hey, what's with Adam Warlock being all here? We thought you were gone," and Doom is just like, "Hey, I still have skin in the game, and I better have some say. So I guess I'll play ball. ... for now equivalent." So really great stuff here with Doom because it still reminds you that at the end of the day, he still ain't gonna change who he is. He's still Victor Von Doom, and that's the bottom line because Dr. Doom said so. So had to use that Stone Cold Steve Austin line. So. All right, well, you know what, Common Nerd, go ahead and talk about these magnificent pages and the going ons here because these are actually really important pages.
Yeah, this is one of the things that I actually really liked about this. I love the face-off between Doom and Captain America and how they literally just have them drawn like literal nose to nose. Like, and I love that little face-off, and it's just like one of those, like, are you in? Are you out? This is the stakes. Everything's on the line, and Doom's just like, okay. All right, yes, for now, I'll be around, I'll hang out. And then it's like, and then I love how everybody's like freaking out, waiting to see what's going on. And like, just the whole arguing over everything else. And then like the fact that they know they're going to get, and like if Spider-Man's just going there, they're going where to get who? You'll see. It's going to be big, it's going to be huge because like what happens in the next panel afterwards, who they actually end up showing up with, like, is great. But one of the things that I really liked about this, because I really like the concept and the idea of the character of Moon Knight. Like, I don't know a whole lot about him. Like initially back when I thought Disney and Marvel could still be saved, I was actually really excited about that show. And then after the end of WandaVision, But anyway, but then we're here to talk about happy things. And so I really like this. And I love my favorite part about this is the dynamic of him showing him, like when they talking about who was the guy, the stained glass Scarlet from trying to torch the city. And now it's all burning down anyway. Like everything that I'd done, all my strides, all my heroic deeds, it's all for naught because now the city's burning anyway. And there's nothing I can do about it. And I love that fact, it's one of those things. And it's like, where does it all stop? And then, of course, you've got Cloak right there, and it's the beginning of his conversation with Spider-Man, which I absolutely love. But like the art on here, like I said, I've talked about it earlier. I absolutely love this. This is like classic stuff. Like it makes, because I grew up on the animated stuff in the 90s. Like this is all where all of that art style was pulled straight from, was exactly like this. Because if you watch any of the Fantastic Four stuff, you watch any of the Spider-Man animated series, like all of it looks just like it was ripped out of these pages and put on a screen. And I love I've always loved kind of like the dark anti-hero kind of aspect, the mystical powers and all that kind of stuff. So I really love Moon Knight in this, and like the drawing and his costume. I absolutely love it. There might be better costumes out there by better artists in the past, but I love the way this looks, and just seeing the entire city just engulfed in flames, like with the bridge and everything, showing you how bad and how nasty it all actually is going on. I loved it. And like I said, I love the fact that it's showing his just, I tried, and look what's going on now. I already saved this city from burning once, and now I'm just standing here watching it happen again, and there's nothing I can do about it. So I love it. I love the story sequence of this. I loved all of that. So I thought it was really good.
Well said, my man. Dude, it's been awesome to have you on here. You really definitely have, I can tell you definitely have got love for what you've read, and it shows. Mark, you've been quiet for a while. Let's have you go on these wonderful
sure,
pages.
no.
You definitely you're part of the show, my guy.
Oh no, just want to make I don't want to step on anyone, so it's
Oh, you want,
fun.
dude?
No, but no, I echo all these sentiments, and I know Clobberin Toms loves this Moon Knight costume. He likes versus the
God,
you know the more moderny
Oh,
with
yeah.
all the armor stuff.
That's the
And
real
he's
deal right there.
real deal, right? And he
Yeah.
kind of looks like you always get the compared to Batman, but he's not really Batman, but just the in terms of swinging in here, that's just evokes obviously Batman. But then to see I guess that's the Brooklyn Bridge. I guess where are they now? It's um
No, New
He's from New
York.
York, I'm sure.
Yep.
yeah.
He's on
So it
New
looks
York.
like the looks
Probably.
like the Brooklyn Bridge to me, in flames, and just look how cool. Tragic and horrible, but well done that panel is, and it's just Moon Knight saying, when does it end? And Cloak is just saying doesn't know if he's up to this, self doubting. So it's not, the heroes here aren't over confident they know what they're up against. It just makes the stakes even higher, which when you have these stakes like that, that just makes everything even more dramatic. And they're showing again, giving some of the lesser powered heroes their chance, not to shine, but just give them character development and a moment, a couple of pages in the spotlight here, and they're weaving all these characters in and out, which is something I thought the first Avengers movie did so well in terms of keeping the story moving forward to get all these characters together. And really, really nice job, by Perez. So and the writers and the inkers and everyone else on this page. There's really no bad panels. I think in this whole book. Really, I mean, it's just really, really well done. So, and I love this moonlight look here too. It's simple but classic. Yep.
And Mark, to kind of bounce off what you said, that's what you talk about, how they've got so many characters in every single panel, and it doesn't feel like the entire time I was going through these first 3 issues of this. One of the things I noticed is it never felt like anybody was in there just to fill a hole. Like there was always everybody was if you looked at every individual character in the background, every one of them had something to tell you just by looking at them. And that's one of the things. It didn't feel like it wasn't just, like I said, it doesn't feel like they were just thrown in there. And that just shows you, at least it comes off to me as showing you how much love and attention that they took to all of this, making sure that all of it was quality. Every single inch of it was. And it's just it's just how far just reminds me how far we've fallen now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, great point. Yeah, because these quote unquote cameos, but they move the story forward too. They're telling the reader something that he or she needs to know about the story and how the heroes, our heroes, are feeling and what they're up against. It's not just, oh, here's a cameo. Look, here's something,
shiny object,
member berry. Yeah, it's actually part of the plot, and this whole scene has a point in the end. So it's that's why I really appreciate it, and that's a great point to bring up.
Yeah, this book is all about contrast, and that's the fascinating thing, because the other ones were more about the imbalance on everything, but they didn't show you more than that. Here, they actually show you the contrast between what is going on street level heroes, the people that is just there to help, they can not do anything else. But then if you go to the next page, you start or the next pages, you start seeing what the warlock is doing, and he's basically gathering the ultimate beings on the universe, the cosmic beings that oversee everything that happens on the universe. So you have that contrast. They are still in danger. The cosmic beings are still in danger because of Thanos. They don't know what to do. They don't know if they should fight or if there's anything else to do. The same desperation is happening on the street level heroes, but on another way, on just saving lives, no saving the universe, just saving a life. And that's what this panel of Moon Knight is showing you, is he is just admitting basically the defeat. No matter how much you have tried to save everybody, the fact is that with the universe ending, with the universe becoming dust, there's nothing left to do. And yeah, you save people, but no, the city is burning, no, the world is burning, no, everything is gone. So why did you even save anyone? That's the tragedy of Moon Knight on that level. And you have the other side. You are going to the completely opposite on this page.
Yes, sir. And I'm gonna take the wheel on this one. I love this page because it once again gives my favorite fictional character of all time, Spider-Man, his moment to try to see if he could try to do some cheering up for Cloak, because obviously Spider-Man is an optimist, but even he's still kind of in doubt on how he feels. He's trying to make himself look good on the outside to put on his, I guess you could say, his happy face, just to keep everyone white pilled rather than get black pilled about this really devastating situation. But in the moment, makes sense too for Spider-Man to feel a little bit more down compared to his usual self. So it makes sense, but I still love the way it's read because it really, it's just it's what I would expect to hear from Spider-Man, even in such a dire situation. So I love it just off of that. It's something Cloak needs to hear too, because obviously Tyrone and Tandy were, well, a yin and a yang, and Tyrone needed someone to give him the push. So I feel like that was an important part for Cloak and for Spider-Man. Sometimes you end up almost cheering up each other. Even that's not the intention. I felt like that's what I got out of this page. So very important. And also we have a little bit of a precursor to who the Surfer and Warlock are about to see besides the Khazar, but a whole gathering of a bunch of other very epic beings per se. And of course, it's got, once again, I mean, even though it's the last full issue Perez did, just looking at all the work here is absolutely freaking awesome. I love how everything looks here. So yeah, fantastic pages. What do you got on this one, Pablo?
Dude, we are just seeing the scale, the magnitude of everything going on. You have Spider-Man just chilling, talking with Cloak, trying to show some hope, and then you instantly go to Quasar, and Quasar is one of the ultimate beings of the universe. So you have, yeah, Dagger is down because somebody he loves died. Well, that is almost meaningless if you actually think about it. Yeah, Dagger died. Guess what? The universe is dying. Do something, and that's exactly what we see. That small moment, and the fact that actually Warlock is called the Golden Surfer, I found that quite interesting. The presentation is just that, the silver and golden surfers. So yeah, I think Warlock should have gotten a surfboard and embraced the golden surfer. I would have loved that. Is the image, everything you see in the power of the entrance, because even Quasar is being distracted by the light of the entrance from Warlock and Surfer. That's the magnitude of power, and it's still not enough. Everything, all in this book is about the scale. They give you enough points so you can gather the magnitude of this event. That's the wonder of every single page. They guide you from the smallest thing of the rubble on Earth falling down and killing people to celestials. And that's it. Celestials having a talk.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I hear that, my guy. All right. No green rocks. This is very well timed to talk about these very specific pages, because this is a splash and a half, or a splash and then some.
No, I love how the universe is inside Silver Surfer. That is always.
Oh no, that's Kronos. That's Kronos.
Is that Kronos?
Yeah, that's Kronos.
Yep, that's Kronos.
Oh damn!
Not
dude.
Kronos from Venom. For you guys in the chat who know who Venom are, that's not Kronos from Venom. There was a Marvel character called Kronos.
He has a Titan God of Time.
Yep.
Yeah, all these characters are amazing. Yeah.
Thank
Is
you
he
for
the
explaining it, because I'm just thinking about the Kronos and the DC and
Oh,
the
no, no,
DC
no.
cartoons.
No, I think this Kronos is either the nephew or the cousin of Thanos. No, he's technically from the same species as Thanos.
It's weird though. Horror Amarada's hair is all weird.
I see what you did there. No Superman if he wasn't scared of green walks.
You see, that's why I had to shorten it down.
well done,
It's
dude.
freaking
That was very well played.
Yeah.
No, like I don't know, man. Like I really enjoy when people put like this much detail into like, because for example, you have to go into the body and actually draw all these different specs and make sure, okay, this planet needs to look like this planet needs to look like that. And the details even on the planets are just amazing as well.
Mm-hmm.
Is it an asteroid, or I'm pointing as if you guys can see me like a freaking idiot?
I have done that.
No, dude, like
or a moon or something.
Yeah,
maybe.
planets and moons. It looks like a lot. Yeah.
Wait, who's the guy with his head like
the living tribunal?
Yeah, living tribunal.
Yeah, he's basically the arbiter of the universe, but to be honest, he never actually rules in favor of the universe. Even here, he's just an asshole.
He's the anti-Judge Wapner, if you remember the People's Court.
And the blue chick in the corner, who's she?
That's hate.
Love and hate.
It's love and hate.
Love and hate.
Oh,
yeah. Pink is
And the
love.
Stranger.
Obviously.
Yeah, the Stranger, and then you've got Chaos and Order.
Oh wow, okay.
And then the ones down in the front are Celestials. Down in the front. Yeah, the Celestials.
And then
the
the very top left is Eternity.
Yeah.
Eternity.
I love
top
Eternity.
left in blue. Black
I was
and
at
blue.
Comic-Con this year, and someone had a fantastic Eternity costume. It was so
Oh, really? Oh, that would be
awesome.
sick.
I got them from behind, but it
Did you
was
get a
so
photo,
cool.
Mark?
No, because they were going down the escalator, and I was going to yell like, "Stop, Eternity! I need your photo."
Hey, everyone!
so crowded.
Don't stop Eternity! I need a photo. I don't care what you gotta do.
I do
Just
have a
make
quick
it
video.
That's awesome.
Hey, hold on. I just want to say what's up, Brandon. I can't wait to see you tomorrow.
Hey, Brandon.
Ooh,
Yeah,
nice.
Brandon.
I've been
Do you have
watching.
Brandon on tomorrow.
I'll be there tomorrow.
He's on tomorrow. I actually watched. What was it? The machine. Chainsaw Man, because he was coming on. So yeah, it's a good watch. Go watch that.
I'll be on with Brandon tomorrow. In his show tomorrow morning.
Nice. Look
Brandon,
at that.
you're everywhere, man.
I'll be on with him.
Getting around.
That's his. This
I
is
love
like
it.
his regular show. Yeah.
Hey, he's like Eternity. Mark. All right, go ahead.
I met a guy at Dragon Con with a great Galactus costume once.
I once saw at C2E2 someone who was the Bill Sienkiewicz version of Kingpin. That was wild because the guy's head looked really tiny on that gigantic body, and he pulled it off. I'm not joking. This thing looked like if the guy was so like the set he was using to be this Kingpin was so big, I swear he was gonna like get knocked over by like a ceiling that would make him fall back. Not even joking at all. It was wild. Just straight up wild. All right. Anyways, now that Mr. No Green Rug, did you want to finish anything off with this?
Oh no, dude. I'm one of those people that like sit there and just look at art and not say a damn word and just absorb it. People are like, "Are you okay, man?" Yeah, I'm good. I'm just liking the art. That's all.
No, it's great.
I guess
This is why I don't review movies and I don't do books and like live stream. Just sitting there in silence, just like.
I do that with games. Try to stream gaming. Yeah, I just focus on the game and forget about the chat and the stream and everything.
There's people watching now.
Yeah, that actually happened with me on Cyberpunk. I was just playing and then I go watch the chat. God damn, there was people chatting. I'm live.
All right, Mark D, go ahead and go.
Sure. So yeah, more Perez greatness here, and God, I love Eternity. I mean, just the concept to like come up with the idea for this layout is sheer genius. I mean, to get all these characters here, fit them all in, and then make the dialogue make sense too. So it's just
well, he did
just
study
really,
the best. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Kirby, right? You're gonna say, or
Yep.
Yep.
Of course,
So,
he said, and that's not me. Don't take my word for it. He said it.
That's his,
Even
yeah.
the style for the Silver Surfer is Kirby's. If you think
Yeah.
about it, the design is
Almost
more
all
Kirby's
those characters.
than...
Yep. Almost all these characters were created by Kirby right there. So yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm saying Perez's influence, biggest influence for this kind of stuff was always Kirby. That's his words, not mine. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
Sorry, Mark,
beautiful. No, it's great points. Yeah, no, beautiful layout. I love the Watcher in the background there, and the way he decided to have Eternity. Because Eternity, what a crazy character in terms of, it's space background, but you fit Ego there, Quasar, and then the right side you've got the Celestials. So everything. It's just it's like watching Mozart. Create music. I mean, it's perfect.
Yes.
I mean, it's just.
And about all the beings here, there's only one being that is actually two beings technically, but one of the beings is not powerful to be multiversal and exist at the same time with the same consciousness. There's a being that actually does that in this page, and that's the Living Tribunal. He is exactly the same in all the multiverse because he appears in the whole multiverse as exactly the same being with the same consciousness in every single instance. And that, if you go to the next page, we see how out of reality he is. Why? Yes.
That's awesome.
Shout out to Gumby Spawn.
That's awesome.
I didn't see this earlier, and I apologize. I don't know if you're still around, but I'm seeing this now, and I thank you very much for this. Also, Phantom Outsider had the best comment here. Said, "See, some people will go from here to eternity, but Marky with a C will go down an escalator to get to eternity." That is fucking hilarious.
There were a lot of people in between me and eternity, so I would have been like riding the crowd. They would have been like, "What's this crazy guy doing? He's stalking eternity."
Worth it.
No, seriously.
That's a great comment, Phantom. We love you.
Was absolutely. I had to get rid of my feed just to get that, and it was
for you youngins. For you youngins, From Here to Eternity is a famous movie that almost got banned because you had two people kissing in bathing suits on a beach. So it was a scandalous movie in its day. From Here to Eternity.
Nice.
Was it Lancaster in that one, Clobber? Burt Lancaster, I think. And
From Here to Eternity, yeah.
Yeah, Lancaster. And who was the
Lancaster?
And the girl, who was the
girl's name? She was something.
Cute, gorgeous blonde. Yeah.
Gorgeous. Sure, right movie.
All right, gents. It also, I just realized within these, since we've been doing this Infinity Gauntlet, it almost feels like we're like the EFAP of comic books.
Hell yeah.
Which totally is not a bad thing at all to me. That's like, that to me is like, that's a badge of honor. This is the EFAP of comic books.
Each page.
Anyways, hold up before
EPUB.
Can anyone answer the question of who is the stranger and where does he come from and what is his purpose? I do not have the answer to that, but
wait, are you talking about the stranger in DC?
No, the stranger of Marvel, and the answer is he is the
Oh.
stranger, he's a stranger, and he does a stranger. I wish I was
kind of the whole. That's kind of the whole point, right? That's why they call him the stranger.
Yeah,
like nobody knows anything about him. Like
that took me a second.
Don't trust the stranger.
All right, so
Stranger, the better.
Pablo.
Does he have candy?
Pablo, and then blah 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 blah. Common. Go off on this page. I'll be right back. In case I take long, but I should. But Pablo and then Common.
Nick's got a pizza in the oven.
Oh, I wish.
Here you see the magnitude of the beings that are talking, because even Eternity still talks in a way that is from this universe. But if you see the lettering for the Living Tribunal, he is completely out of reality. That's the point of the way that he speaks, the way that the characters are in the page. that it feels like he doesn't belong to the comic because he doesn't belong. That's absolutely the point of the Living Tribunal. He's so detached from any reality that even his speech is different. It's like the one about Bob Al or something like that. Is one of the beings that can theoretically talk with the writer of the story. That's one of the points of that creature. And when he sees everything, he's just like, this just happens because, natural selection. Eternity, you are being replaced because somebody else is doing that now. So guess what? I don't care. And he just pisses off. The Living Tribunal don't care about what happens in the universe, only cares that the universe exists. Because that's his function. The multiverse existing. Anything else is not his problem, and he doesn't give a crap. So he's the Living Tribunal shall not become involved in this matter. And he just poofs off. Yeah. Tell me if that's not something from someone so powerful that there's a god destroying a complete universe, and he's just like, not my problem. Peace out.
Yeah, well, I like what you said earlier because we were talking about that earlier about coming to this page next. You're like, yeah, he's a dick, and I'm like, yeah, that's pretty accurate. He's just like, yeah, like, and I love how Eternity is like the only person in the universe I view as a peer, and I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, well, we get that, Bubba, we get the scope of your power because how powerful the Living Tribunal is in making decisions and stuff like that. But yeah, dick was definitely the perfect word to describe him for this one, Pablo, because that was hilarious. Because he's just like,
yeah,
he's like, yeah, I don't care. You're gonna get a SERP. That's the way it works. Eventually a bigger fish comes along and eats you too. That's just the way things go, Bubba. Sorry, not sorry. Here you go. Have a nice day. This is your problem, not mine.
And they have somebody in the panel that actually knows that because of experience. They have Galactus. The universes where Galactus has been, that he has consumed part of the energy, if not the totality of the energy of that universe. And that's why the universe no longer exists. Yeah. He has seen that. He has destroyed that. And he knows that the Living Tribunal will do nothing because he hasn't done nothing when Galactus destroyed universes, consumed complete realities. Because you know what? That happens. It's another universe. It's like planets to Galactus or basically any reality to Thanos at this point. It's just something that exists because I want to. Yeah, that is the scale of power.
And I like kind of like the look on Chaos's face and Adam Warlock and like Silver Surfer and all of them just standing there watching all of this. They're like, these are beings of like crazy immense power. And we're just kind of like, because even Warlock in the previous panel said he didn't expect Eternity and the Living Tribunal to show up. And so they're all just like standing here, like basically like ants compared to these giants sitting here going, well, let's see how this conversation goes because we can't influence it all. This is between two beings of immense power. So yeah, I thought that was kind of like a fun aspect. Like I said, it feels like every character has their place and tells us piece of the story, even if they don't actually say anything. Just by being there shows you like the immense situation. Like all these other Chaos and Love, they're like these super powerful beings, but even then they're just sitting back there and watching these two giants decide what the hell they're gonna do. So yeah, I like that.
Yep, agreed. Go. By the way, guys, Pablo and Kami, you guys are bouncing off each other very well. I like that. And I think that's something that's a good format to follow for the 2x2 for the page or the 2 pages, the bouncing off each other. I think that's a great formula. And we're gonna continue that formula because I really like that. Nice. And for said formula, I'm gonna let Mark and No Green Rocks go off this one now. I'll let No Green Rocks kick it off, and Mark, just whenever it feels like the right flow, just bounce on in, and guys can just bounce around.
Bounce away.
Well, no, I'm looking at it, and I like.
Which you should. You should look at it
closely.
The only problem is now every time I see a figure like that, I just think of horror. And I'm like, what happened to her eye?
Legion of Memers, get on it.
Yeah, right.
Well, I mean, I'm on stream right now, so it's gonna be kind of difficult. But You know what? I like the intensity in Galactus's eyes as well.
Yeah, I hear that, my dude. No, seriously, this like Galactus right there, and this is the thing. This is where Galactus really realizes his ego is still at play. But that's I'll shut up there. But so
You
you
say
guys
it's
can go on about that.
planet-sized?
Well, he's
Yeah.
because Galactus, I mean, he's one of the elders of the universe, so he doesn't, want to deal with mere mortals here. So that's what he's saying. Why should I follow Adam Warlock here? Who was originally his character in the comics was called him, and he appeared. It wasn't in the it was in the FF, Kirby creation. I think in the
it was
in
FF.
the 50s. FF in the what was in the 50s, 60s.
Oh god, the issue number must have been 60 something, 70 something, somewhere up in there.
60 something. Because I do have it, and I'm hoping that his appearance isn't that horrible in the movies. So the value, that's a horrible thing to
boy,
say,
it doesn't
but,
matter. It's going to be
it's going to take it. It's going to be bad, yeah. But
66,
just
66,
okay,
6 or 67 or somewhere up in there.
Yeah. Well, we got Phantom there to let us know. Yep.
The thing about this Galactus, you know what it is? He's basically the Merovingian on the Matrix, but for the Marvel universe. Basically, he was from the first universe. He keeps going.
He keeps going. Yeah. So they gave his Galactus his origin at one point where he was a sole survivor of another universe.
Yeah, it's
so
really
it's kind of a
sad.
cool and sad story. And then you get this panel here, which this is so Kirby-esque here too, on that next page where Galactus is just everyone's floating up to talk to him, and look at Surfer yelling Galactus no, and you see his eyes, eyes heating up, warming up there, and the action there, the no, it's just so dynamic, and that's just reminds me of Kirby. You got the Kirby crackle on the bottom of the surfboard and the background panel. You've got that classic, when someone's getting disintegrated, and of course we're going to stop at that page. But at this point, you think he just nuked Adam Warlock. What's one of the most powerful characters, and was organizing this whole army against Thanos, and you're wondering what the heck is going on. And but just that bottom panel is just incredibly brilliant. I mean, it's just that could be blow that up to a poster. That's that'd be fantastic to have that as a big poster.
He is no longer the Adam Warlock that you knew from the previous iterations. He's basically powered up to infinity.
Yeah, I love what happens on the next page where he's just like, hi.
He's surprised even Galactus.
I loved it. I love how you were talking about like the Kirby-esque, like the blast, and just how cosmic and epic that absolutely looks like. I just love seeing him just like
the power cosmic.
Yeah, power of Galactus.
Shout out
and
to
I still haven't
Hey Diesel.
Hey Diesel.
What's up, Diesel? Comic Shop regular. Also goes with Common Nerd Eye as one of the show. Thanks for dropping in, dude. Nice to see you.
Was this before after Jack Murphy? Excuse me.
Why did you bring that name up? Happy thoughts. Happy thoughts.
I don't know.
And I still haven't unboxed. There's a Galactus behind me.
Before or after
Where?
There's the Galactus.
It's in the box. Oh, are you gonna do a video when you unbox it?
Yeah, I got to do a video with
Good. You better. Yeah. Oh, that'd be sick.
So I got to get to that, but yeah, I don't want to release them too soon. I want to, make sure the universe is safe. So
are you gonna release it before we finish this though? Because that would be cool to do.
Oh, that would be cool. Yeah. Hopefully, I'll get it before then. Yeah. I know where I'm gonna put them though. I have no more room in this little room. It's like this thing's gonna be like 3 feet tall. Yeah.
Was this before or after Kirby made the New Gods?
Oh, way
This was
before
after.
Kirby was. Oh, that was 20 years before this.
Okay.
Oh,
what do you mean? What the story? You mean?
no. This story is way
DC
way after.
In the early 70s. Yeah, this was 20 years later.
Here Kirby has already gone to DC, has already come back to Marvel, and is already trying to retire.
And he's retired right here. When this came out, he's retired. When this came out, he was doing a few things for Topps Comics and different things like that, but it wasn't that much. He was pretty much done in the mid 80s, really, for the most part.
Yo, that disintegration is fantastic.
Yeah.
Look at it. Good. Almost a Kirby crackle in that background by Rubinstein.
Really well done.
Yeah, it's like the look on Surfer's face, like he just instantly knows what it's about to happen. And he's just like,
Yeah.
no, don't do it. That's our guy. That's the guy that knows what to do.
Yeah. And then you find out the next panel's got some great stuff. Yep.
Oh, and it's got some fantastic colors here. I mean, dude, look at how all the colors are just like they're so like mesmerizing just to look at. Even Chronos, once again, with the lack thereof with color, is mesmerizing to look at. I love because it's just basically just a bunch of gods arguing in simplest terms. It's just a bunch of gods hashing their shit out and realizing that, hey, yeah, we may be a bunch of like all powerful dudes, but like we need to like pay attention to what Thanos is doing because it's very serious and we need to take it more seriously. That's a simple way of pretty much judging these pages and saying, hey, who's in, who's not type of situation. But just look at it. It is a bunch of arguing and banter, but dude, it's not only very entertaining, but it's very just wonderful just to look at.
You know what I think accentuates the colors is the void of color in the background.
Yes.
Yeah. It really makes those purples.
Yeah, Green Rock. You're right. How all that white makes their colors shine that much more.
Good point.
There's something you gotta admit with Galactus. You gotta be one of the most powerful beings in the whole universe to go bright pink and actually make people fear you.
It's fuchsia.
It's purple.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was purple, man.
Well, in these pages,
it does look.
Yeah, it's pink, and people still fear him. So that's gonna say a lot about Galactus.
He does eat planets.
I'm hungry.
Exactly.
Who could eat more, Nick or Galactus?
Ooh, that'd be a hell of an eating competition. Depends if it was pizza or planets.
That'd be fun. Planet.
And you can just hear the Silver Surfer going, I give up. I cannot feed the two of them.
Hey, Clubby, have at it with these pages before you transition over.
No,
because this has to have been wild for you to see all these big beings together.
Well, it's great stuff, and as was well pointed out, your backgrounds are all white because they're nowhere. They're nowhere in space and time. These beings live outside of space and time, mostly for the most part. But it's great stuff. I love the whole scene with Warlock. Galactus blasting him, and Lord like, you're not that powerful, buddy. You're not that scary to all these with this crowd anyway. And that's a great scene. And the bit where, of course, the art, you've all talked about the art is fantastic. I really like the scene when they all finally just throw in with Warlock, Epoch, and his champion Vision. That's Vision. Quasar, sorry. What's the Vision? Now we're all doing it. Stop saying the wrong words.
Hey, I'm sorry. It was me. I was messing up on my English all night, and now it's transferring on to you.
Yeah, well, I have no excuse. I'm drinking tea.
Teetotaler.
And love and hate and the Celestials, apparently. Well, the Celestials don't talk much, but they point at things, remember? And yes, so you can include Lord Kronos, also mortal, not the DC one. I'm a different one. I'm not so bad. I'm a different Kronos. I'm not like that DC Kronos.
Didn't he eat his children?
This one?
This Kronos didn't. The one from mythology, yes.
No, the one from DC. Yeah. Anyway, what of proud and mighty Galactus? And Galactus gives us look like, all right, sure, whatever, guys. It's like, but I'm not talking to any of you this whole time, except to that guy with the gold crap. Ugh. What's a jerk? This is why I don't hang out. This is why I don't let anybody on my ship. Last time Hercules got me drunk. And later in a sitcom,
I mean, that was
She-Hulk
amazing.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, Susie. No,
Anyway,
you
why we have
finish.
She-Hulk here, I don't know.
That was hilarious. That was amazing.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, that was awesome.
Sorry.
Seriously. Also, guys, we're 2 hours into the
Yeah.
stream.
Well,
and the fact that we've had
needed a
nearly
little
this
take it
entire
down.
crowd like stick around with us for 2 hours on a comic book page by page. Once again, this is our EFAP. Thank you guys for sticking around 2 hours in the stream. Like, that's freaking awesome. I know there's a lot of good shows tonight. I know there's Doomcock's got his thing. Loki's got his thing. I know there's the cocktail lounge. So I just want to say thank you guys for hanging out with us for 2 hours into so far. This is freaking awesome. I do greatly appreciate it. I'm sure the panel will agree with me on such as well. And the fact that most of you stuck around this long, considering the internet age of attention spans, and yet you chose us. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. And cheers and more alcohol to all of you. So anyways, going forward with these pages, Mark and No Green Rocks.
All right. Let me call it
Remember,
up on
feel
my
free
screen.
to bounce off each other.
Yeah, let me call it up on my screen. And I got to bounce in about 20 minutes, unfortunately.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yep. But I got an early Klondike Derby. I'm my day job, my volunteer day job. I got to be out early. So be like, where's our scoutmaster?
There it is again, the void of color, especially in the floor. You can see the shadows so much better.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Rubinstein was brilliant. It still is. He's a great artist.
Yeah, I mean, like, you don't have to fill your pages with everything. There is a purpose in each panel for each thing, which is something. The attention to detail is crazy.
Yeah, but this still is filled with great backgrounds where they're needed. Whereas in a modern comic, there's no depth to the backgrounds or anything. It would be blank crap behind it all. And I'm glad She-Hulk isn't. She's neither twerking and she's not breaking the fourth wall, because Starlin, this is actually the serious comic, She-Hulk. So cut it out.
Yeah. And look at Avengers Compound there, or HQ. Look how cool it looks.
It's so funny to look back at these things and be like, oh yeah, this is what they thought high tech in the future was going to be like. And we're sitting here with 4 screens and cameras everywhere. We're like, what the hell is this, man?
Yeah. Look at that CRT. Yeah. But
I will say though, I do like She-Hulk's suit real quickly, Mark. I don't need to put your thought. I just want to add to that. That's all.
I just want to blame everything on current technology to Steve Jobs. That guy destroyed everything on the future of technology with minimalism, or however it's pronounced. And that way of doing shit is just a screen with anything, with nothing else attached. And I hate fonts now. They are just a brick of glass. Sorry, that's my rant about Steve Jobs. He fucked us all.
Yeah, save space.
Go ahead, Mark.
So but I love Vision doing his Spock impersonation. You know, what's the chance of beating this Thanos character next to zero? Almost like in the Marvel movies. With Doctor Strange. He's going through how many millions of iterations to see how they can actually beat Thanos. And then the next panel, then you get here we finally get an appearance by Thanos on the screen there. And of course, very different characters from the. I'm trying to blank on the Celestial Madonna in the middle there. What's her name? The antennas. The girl with the stream brain.
Mantis?
No,
Mantis.
Mantis. Thank you. Yeah. I remembered Celestial Madonna, but I couldn't remember Mantis. But, that's how it goes. But so her character is very, very different from the movies. But yeah, there's more there's a lot of exposition in this, but nothing's boring here. I mean, it's all moving the plot forward, and they're tracking all the characters down. And look how She-Hulk is. Shock there is like Thanos always provided us, mean to thwart his dark plans. So whether they did so consciously or subconsciously, I do not know. But there's always great expressions on all these characters' faces. So Perez he's not turning it in here. He's every panel, panel and description means something to him. So it's and of course then that last panel is just fantastic with Thor, Doom, and he's he wants to take out. He's like, I know you've got something else planned, as Iron Man, and Doom is like, yeah, that is my way. Of course,
yep.
This is the way.
This is the way. Yeah, Spidey's looking down there from the top. It's so it's so great. It's so awesome.
Doom was never shy about that he wanted the power on this plan. It's basically his revenge for Secret Wars. It's like, yeah, I didn't got the power of the Beyonder. I will get the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah, he knows. Yeah. So just more brilliance and all the the files strewn around the pages, on the ground there, those separate pages of paper. It's just everything works there. It's just really sounds redundant, but it's just so well done. It's just so good.
Okay. No Superman if he wasn't scared of green rocks.
No, dude. Like I'm just appreciating the art and look at the facial expressions are just this makes me want to turn the page and read more.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically what it's doing to me. It's okay. I need more. Like, give it to me, and then you turn the page and there's going to be more.
Oh, it's going to be given to you because besides Cap having problem with Doctor Doom, it's clear that Iron Man has a bone to pick as well, which is what I love to see. Because, sometimes it is the tension that kind of motivates people to really have their shit together. Because I think that's a situation that's played on real life. I'll put it this way. When I was in band, there are times where, let's just say me and one of the guitarists were maybe having a spat, and even though that spat happened within a few hours of said show, I'll tell you what, man, when we got on that stage, we had a kick-ass show. And sometimes it's the days where everything's all sunshine and flowers, and sometimes the show's just not as good. And I feel like, no, sometimes guys like Iron Man, Doctor Doom, they need to have a little tension. And it's going to say, okay, this is why we need to beat Thanos, because otherwise we're going to go at each other if we don't go after him. So this I feel like this is a necessary keep each other in check type of moment. So that's all I wanted to add to that.
I really, just real quick before we move on, I really like
go ahead.
I really liked Iron Man's eyes, like how much expression and that blue that they really put in there. I really,
you could tell
really
he's mad.
Yeah, like you can just see all of his emotion in those eyes. Like if you let me get a hold of this guy, I'm gonna tear him apart.
Mm-hmm.
Is that hair popping out of his mask?
I think it's just the shadows.
Okay,
yeah, shadows. But it look great though.
It does look great though.
At that point, Iron Man and Doom have something of a history. So
yeah, they have been fighting for a while now. Technically, the technology that Iron Man is developing at this point is not even to face Doom, is to face the Mandarin, and is effective against Doom because of the magic.
He's had some run-ins with him at this point, though. Quite a few.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Alrighty. Klobby and Pablo have at it with these pages, and Klobby, you can lead off, and Pablo can bounce off of you.
Where are we? Yeah, I like... I think obviously it looks great again. They can never resist a Perez superhero crowd scene, and superheroes. I don't know. Tony Stark's a little upset, isn't he? A little on edge. They all are. And, taking advantage of our hospitality is inadvisable, Doctor, says White Vision. But what I really like was Cap here. I mean, this Cap just taking control. Obviously, Cap was smart enough to know that Adam Warlock is running the show. What happened earlier? Adam Warlock left Cap in command for the right reason. Avenger, you're out of line. Thor, take Iron Man into the other room to cool off. And as for you, Doom, I begin to wonder if your dissension, your presence creates the dissension that your presence creates. Doesn't negate your usefulness. The upcoming battle will mean that you bunch of wussies will have to do what I say because I'm Doom, and I'll bring my Doom bots in and poo-poo on your faces, and you're all a bunch of poopy pantses, and I hate you all, and I'm going to hold my breath. Wow! And all that stuff. So, yes, and then, of course, Warlock comes back and says, I can't leave you kids alone for a minute. Who started it?
Yeah.
Oh, dang it. But anyway,
Adam has to be the adult in the room. Adam has to be the
Yes.
adult in the room with a bunch of kids.
Yep. But even
Yes,
Vision,
indeed.
even Vision gets in the mess and actually does some damage to Doom. If you see the face of Doom when Vision is going through him, he's actually feeling a lot of pain. And it's just,
Right.
yeah, every single one is ready to jump at each other. Every single one is ready to defeat each other. And by the way, I want to focus on Spider-Man, so I will just do my share so we can see the emblem. And
Nick might not be back right now.
oh,
Well, I can do it if you. I can do it if
Okay.
you.
Well,
Yep.
You share it.
Can you
I
do
just
it?
love. I just love the arrogance of Doom, though.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Popping
sorry,
off.
we're
I mean,
both
there
doing
he's
the
the
same
only
time.
villain, and he
No
just
worries.
pops off. Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Remember
Oh,
what
there
I
you
was
go.
saying about the Scarlet Witch?
It does look like an ant.
Yeah. Also, it looks like an ant, but yeah,
Points
she
to
was
Pablo.
she
Good
was
job. Good eyes,
all
Pablo.
in
Good
about. Yeah,
What looks like
I
again?
have read
Oh, yeah.
this
Yeah,
issue
yeah.
3 times
Black
already.
Widow.
So.
Yeah. I hear
Nice.
Yeah, that's the fun part about these few issues is I read the whole thing twice, and now I am rereading every single issue week to week. So yeah, some
Thank you,
details I
Billy.
have noticed quite clear. But no, the dynamics on this panel, everything. If you see how every single character is reacting, because Firelord is reacting, Cyclops is reacting. How is Cyclops having some emotion in his eyes while he's wearing a visor? Yeah, is the quality of the art is just incredible, to be honest. Every single one of the heroes is ready just to jump. And Spider-Man is the only one that feels something is going on. And you know what is? Warlock is back. That
Mom and Dad are back, or in this
Yeah,
case,
he's-
Dad and Dad. Dad and Dad are back.
That's a modern movie.
his presence is so powerful, so overwhelming that you have Doctor Doom in the place. You have a Scarlet Witch in the place that is another crazy level powerful mutant. You have Namor, you have the Silver Surfer, and you know the only thing that actually triggers Spider-Man's Spidey sense? Warlock entered the room. That's
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah.
Guys, Alpha Dad is here. You better shut up now.
Huh?
That's pretty much where that's at. Any of you gentlemen else got something to say? Pablo or Clubby?
No, just a very cool, interesting bit of sequence of events. And again, I like how Doom is his usual arrogant self, and then I like Cap handling the situation, and then of course I like the realization that where's Hulk? I think Wolverine up there went up to see him. But I'll pass it along to you.
And you know what? That's a perfect time because I'm gonna let since Mark and Green Ross got head out soon. I'm gonna let these two gentlemen handle it, hash it out with these 2 pages, and then they can bounce out. So, yeah, Green Rocks, go ahead and lead it off, and Mark will bounce, and then you guys can plug your channels before you go.
Thank you. Yep.
Yeah, I like how you could really get the power from like that picture of the Watcher just hovering there really makes you kind of feel the power of who he is. I mean, look at that. He's looking down at Thanos. What kind of balls do you have to look down at Thanos?
That's true.
Yes.
That
Big
is
ones.
true, dude.
Yeah.
Even for a little guy, he's got such a big pair.
And then Thanos' grin right there, like that's like danger, man. All I'm hearing is Steve Irwin in the background going, danger, danger, danger.
I got one better. I could see Steve Harvey being jealous of Thanos' pearly whites.
Please have good dental work. They have good a dental plan on Titan. So,
yep.
And then
look at that
Wolverine
grin,
has a
look at that
look
grin
like,
there.
Wolverine has a look like I'm not. What kind of bullshit is this?
Yeah. So I shall provide them with the most glorious doomsday. I mean, it's just it fits Thanos so perfectly. The dialogue is great. He's the devil is standing next to him, and look at the close up on the eyes there and on the characters. How long has he been hovering there? Only a few moments. So that's Thanos is talking to the devil there, and it's just classic stuff. And then you go from that amazing space panel, then you get dragged back to Earth to Avengers HQ, and down to Earth with Hulk and Wolverine, and they got like a nice moment together where they're just reminiscing there. And of course, everyone knows that Hulk and Wolverine first appeared in the Hulk, so that was their that history together. And of course, the Hulk can speak now, is intelligent, so that's it's a great little nice character moment juxtaposed with these gods or demigods and the devil, and then you're back to Earth, and because in our own way we're both monsters, pal. So as Hulk says, that's why I like you, Shorty.
Yeah.
So just nice character moment, like a nice little juxtaposition there between those two, and just really great stuff, and great writing. And why the heck did Perez? I can't remember what was Perez couldn't meet the deadline, or when they. What was this? What was the story? And I'm forgetting now why they switched
he was
artists.
just doing a lot of stuff. He was just doing a lot of stuff at the time.
Too
he was
much.
still freelance, and
So,
really,
which is
busy.
a shame.
Yeah. He was working at DC mostly. I would have thought he could have finished it, but
there must have been some internal politics going on there too, I'm guessing. But
there was that.
Yeah, but really great character moment going from the expanses of space or wherever the heck they are, out of reality there, another world, and then you get that nice character moment. So more great stuff. And
I agree. The contrast between outer space and like the strongest people in the universe, and then going down to Earth is just it's great storytelling right here.
Yes, it's the whole point of this book. The other books were more just giving you a sensation. This is giving you the scale.
Yep. Very well done. Yep.
Well said,
I love
guys.
That. Yeah, I love that moment.
Agreed on all fronts. I just like how Hulk and Wolverine. It had to come to a moment like this dire situation, where if Hulk finally had to be like, hey, we fought a lot. I kind of respect you, though. I kind of respect you, though. Like, I like you. You're pain. It's that you're a pain in my ass. We definitely have been at it a few times, but I respect you. And you know what? I kind of get it. And you know what? The more you think about it, this is kind of the type of moment where you do say that to someone. This is the exact moment where you do say that, because it really is a lay it all on the line. You might as well finally say those thoughts that you've been meaning to say something, but you never did, because sometimes you're in the heat of the moment, for lack of a better term. So this really like the most appropriate moment to say something like that. And well, I guess
I just want to add, Wolverine's small here too, right? Not unlike he's 6'4", which it's one of the great things with a rivalry between Hulk and Wolverine. Is the runt, and look how he's drawn there.
Tiny.
Very tiny. Yeah, what is he in the comics? 5'4", 5'5",
5'4".
Yeah. So. So small guy, but you don't want to get in a scrap with him. So I love that too. And the movies have obviously, as much as Hugh Jackman was great in that role, it's that part of the character is missing, and you get to see that here. So that's another good point.
All right. Well, Mark, Superman, if he wasn't scared of green rocks, I'll let you gentlemen see yourselves on the way out, and I'll start off with Superman if he wasn't scared of green rocks. Hey, dude, thank you for being here, and I'm so glad you reached out to me at the last minute. You always have a spot on any of the shows. If you always want to come on, man, you're always welcome. You know how it goes here. So thank you for coming on and joining us. Have a good night. Have a good weekend. Plug in your channel. Let everyone know what's going on with the Legion of Memers, because everyone in the chat should know about it, but in case they somehow don't, let's give them a chance to fix that.
Hi, guys. My name is Superman. If you wasn't scared of green rocks, no green rocks for short. I am the leader, creator, and founder of the Legion of Memers. You can check out our YouTube channel at Legion of Memers _official. We put spotlight videos out for Friday Night Tights. So when you have memes up, I'll record it and you'll see it on the screen. You'll get everybody's reaction and have a laugh. And tomorrow we're having Brandon and the anime guy on for our meme stream at 2 p.m. Mountain Time. And I'm also streaming with Corey, that voice guy, on at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. I love hanging out with him. It's going to be a good time. Yeah, thank you guys for all your support. Go follow the Legion of Memers on Twitter. You can also follow my Twitter, but most of my attention is on the Legion of Memers. So just help that grow because there are some really good creators and they put in a lot of work and they do a lot of work throughout the entire week. So if you have any live streams or anything that you do, or, you just enjoy stuff, make sure to tag the Legion and we'll come by and check it out. Maybe get a meme or two on your show. So thank you guys.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, dude. Hey, have a great weekend. I hope we reconnect soon. All right. Until then,
absolutely, guys, my DMs are open for you always.
Awesome. And guys, Eric K, thank you, by the way. Appreciate it.
Eric.
This is Legion of Memers YouTube. He also posted No Green Rocks YouTube and No Green Rocks Twitter account. So there's all those. And then, of course, to the man who keeps the visuals going on Toxic Tuesday, the chief engineer, as Clobbering Times would like to say. And also a great, mighty collector of an amazing set of
stuff,
action
junk.
figures and toys and Star Trek phones. Mark D with a C.
There's a Wolverine phone back there, I guess. Yeah, I don't know if
I
remembers the
appreciate
Wolverine
you joining
phone.
at the last minute. You once again, like No Green Rocks, you always got a place here if you ever want to come by. Tell everyone what's coming up on your neck of the woods.
Sure. But before I do that, I was showing stuff, but I found this is the announcement. George Perez coming to sign the comics. So that was in 2005. So I always save that. Who knows if I ever get these CGC'd, but they'll say that's not Perez's autograph. I'm like, yeah, but I was there. And of course this is the picture that he drew for my son to Charlie.
Oh, cool.
Best George Perez 2005. Yep. So that was the Cyborg, and he said, "Oh, it's not going to look like Cyborg on the animated cartoon you're seeing, but that's just so that hangs in his room and just really special." And the other thing I have to show, I love showing stuff, so we got to decide here which Thanos is better.
Left.
Nice.
Yep, even I have those.
You have those?
No, only one of them. I have the one on the left, and I have the old Toy Biz one.
Yep. So you guys like the one on the left? Yeah.
It's all about the Steve Harvey teeth on the left.
I got that newer one they did too.
Yeah. So yeah, and I got, of course, I have most of these characters as action figures, but I can't get them off the shelf. But Thanos is kick ass. I always tell the story when I was at the end of the Avengers movie. I mean, with my brother-in-law. And Thanos shows up, in that, after credits, he's like, "That's Red Skull," and he's arguing me. What do you mean? I'm like, "That's Thanos." It's like, it's not Red. He's like, "Yeah, but that was Red." I'm like, "Dan, who's got thousands of comic books in their basement? Don't be ridiculous." He's like, "All right, yeah, you win." But yeah, it's such a great character. That's why it's so cool to read these series, and they did such a great great job with those movies, and and that's why the basis for that is the comic book, so that's why it's so much fun. So but yeah, so check out my channel. Thank you, Eric K, for posting that. Love sharing toys. I've been doing a lot of shorts, quick hits on toys, and haven't as much time lately to do some of the long reviews that I like. I'm doing one on this new Playmates Phaser. I'm almost done with that. And check my channel out on Sunday Night Geekery. That's where I hang out. Clobbering Times is almost always there. Once in a while, Nick is able to pop in, and we talk the Week in Geek, whatever's going on. You know how awesome that show Velma. Oh no, Velma wasn't awesome. Yeah, but we try to talk about fun stuff that we like. Wednesday was good. That was a good one to contrast with. But just appreciate the chance to be here. And Friday nights usually are family nights, but a lot of times I'm lurking in the background, and my wife, we're supposed to be watching a movie, turn the computer off. So but it's great to hang out with you guys, and enjoy this, and I'll catch the rest on replay. But I got to get up early tomorrow morning, which just kind of sucks. I want to hang out, but I got to be somewhere at 7:30, so I don't want to sleep through that. So but thank you for having me here, and appreciate the subs, and always great to hang out. It's like being in the comic book shop again.
Mark D with a C is getting close to 500. I'm just saying, I mean, you're getting there, dude. You're at 28 subs away to there.
Oh, nice. Close. Yep.
Yeah, if you guys, we got plenty of you still in here. Thank you, by the way. 2.5 hours of the show. This is the time, man. Let's make that happen for our guy here. He's been putting in the time and the hours and then some between his channel, mine, stuff he does for Clubby as well. Sir, you have a great weekend.
Yep. Yes,
all right.
This is the horse. Sorry, there's so much stuff back there. Vince is asking, but yeah, that's Spock with the Horta. Yep.
There you go.
There you go. Yep. I got to do a review of that one, but
JudeCon, you have a great weekend as well too, sir. Thank you for hanging out with us. Always appreciate it. And Mark, you as well. And I'll see you for Toxic Tuesday when we talk True Lies, dude. Cannot wait.
There's a good dance scene in there. Maybe Matt will make an appearance on that. Dance scene. Yeah.
All right, dude. Yeah. Thank you very much,
man. Everyone. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Catch you soon.
Take it easy, man.
Be good, everyone. Bye. Good night.
And then the final four happened. All right. Let me bring this panel up right. Never mind. I have it up. All right, so I like these. I'll lead off here. Me and Common can bounce off each other with this one, but I love what's going on here because once again, you got two different scenarios playing on, one on Earth, one on Thanos' little lair here, and Adam Warlock's making once again. Adam Warlock continues to be dad. In this way, in case I'm calling him Alpha Dad, he's like, okay, I gotta make sure these kids aren't fine because everyone warned me. If anyone's going to have a problem, and these two are going to be the ones. And you can't blame them because, they went to an area to get away from everyone to make it look like, okay, we don't want to get everyone else involved, so we'll go hash out in private. And then I'm just really just having a very mutual conversation, and I'm just kind of like keeping them in check, which is, I find that to be absolutely great. And then, of course, Thanos once again with death really reaching. Like, hey, if this isn't gonna make you jealous, well, I'm gonna make you jealous because you're gonna see me kind of smooching away, and this is gonna get your attention. And, out comes Taraxia, and well, visually the colors once again. I know we're just pretty much echoing each other at this rate, but can you blame me here? Between the small moments of the Wolverine cigar smoking and Warlock making sure they're checked, and Thanos using the Infinity Gauntlet, and out comes Taraxia. We got a lot of cool small moments here, and they all look great, and they're all important, and they all add something to the story. So, yeah, I mean, simple as that for me. What do you got, Common Nerd?
I love that scene. Adam walking in there to those two, just chit-chatting, and they've kind of, figured out all their stuff and kind of gotten it all straightened out. Because it seems like to me, at least when I read through this, it seems like Adam, excuse me, it seems like Adam knew exactly what he was going to walk into finding them up there. Like, he didn't expect that. He didn't go, at least when I was reading, it didn't feel like he was expecting them to be fighting when he walked up there. Like, he knew he was going to walk up there, and he knew that he was going up there looking for monsters. And I love that. I love that line, the conversation they have between the two of them, talking about how the fact that like those two have a different view on death than the rest of the heroes, basically implying the fact that these guys have no problem murdering someone if they need to.
No,
And it's just, I really liked that. And it seemed like that's exactly what Adam was looking for. He was going up there, letting these guys know, look, I know the rest of those guys are heroes through and through, and they will do everything they can not to eliminate somebody's life. You two, on the other hand, I know have no qualms about that. So please, if you get the opportunity, do it. Take them out. We are playing for keeps. This is not time for niceties. Take him out. And I really like that. I really like this, like the emphasis that was kind of like, even though there wasn't a very long conversation, it was very clear that you knew exactly where everybody was sitting on the playing field and exactly for these two pieces of the chessboard, exactly what their purpose was. You know, and then on the next page with Thanos, it's just more of him just desperately simping so hard for Death, trying to do anything he can to make her jealous, trying to get paying attention to him. And he's just like, I don't, he's trying to be all boasty and big and bad about it. I don't need you, da 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 da. I'm the most powerful thing in the universe. I'll just create myself the perfect woman. All the time in his own mind, knowing that that's not why. He's just trying to get her jealous. And you can even see that from when he glimpses over. And it's absolutely hilarious. And I just love the indifference Death is shown throughout like this entire story. How now that after he's done this, now after he's obsessed to all this power, she's just like, whatever, dude, that's not what I wanted you to do. You're just doing it for yourself. Now it's just all about your ego. And that's not why I wanted you to begin with. And then, of course, the colors. Like, I love how you can see all the stones, all the gems just lighting up, right there. Just the beautiful glow. I love that. I love how bright and all of that looks. Like, well, I mean, we're like you said earlier, we're just going to kind of echo each other on the colors. But one of the things that I do like about this is, like we were talking about earlier, the contrast of the two pages, where you've got the earth, where the more subtle kind of tones, and then you go over to like the cosmic arena, where the colors are bright and bold and everything's shining and everything's glowing. And it literally looks like it's fireworks and sparkles all going off, or like sparklers going off. Like, I love it. I think it looks great. So
Yes.
I've really enjoyed this.
There's something else about the conversation between Adam Warlock and the Hulk and Wolverine, and is that Adam Warlock is recognizing something that even a lot of nerds don't really talk about. The healing factor, the survivability of those two are above anybody else on the universe. The Hulk, his healing factor is almost at the pair, if not slightly better if he's full rage with Wolverine. He can regenerate at exactly the same speed. That's why their fights are so incredible, because neither of them can really die. Neither of them can really be permanently hurt. And that makes really interesting the fight. If you have two basically immortal beings going at each other, who will win? Right? That is Wolverine versus the Hulk. That's the fascinating thing. And Adam Warlock knows that. So you guys cannot die. You guys can no longer face death. You are going for Thanos. You are the ones that we need to go for Thanos.
Yes,
that
he needs
is really
soldiers willing to kill.
Yep, 100%.
Willing to kill and unable to die. That's the second condition. And that's why Wolverine and the Hulk are the perfect beings for this kind of fight. They can literally avoid death. And they are going to fight not only Thanos, but they are expecting to fight death.
Yep.
All right. Well said, Pablo. All right. Let's carry it on to the next page here. Okay. I'm going to go off of this as well. I'll kick it off, and then I'll have Klobby. We can go off each other, because I don't think we've had our moment yet. So, once again, Death is just like, nah, bro. Yeah, you thought that was going to work? No, that shit ain't happen. And Thanos is taking notice. So you can tell he is taking notice, because you see the light up in his eye. And that is about to, well, set off some shit. So it's funny to see the backfire not happen. So a very amusing moment. And once again, like Klobby said earlier, like when there's a gathering of heroes, Perez really does draw them astonishingly well. And it's basically like these are mainly the key heroes of the game. Not too much being said dialogue, but there's a lot going on at like story wise, with finally the heroes are getting ready in formation to do their part in the battle, and obviously Thanos with this situation still not working. So
I would say, sorry, minor retread. Not happy, but getting ready to start happening is what I meant to say. Got to correct myself there. So, and once again, though, all across the board, great art, and I love seeing the surfers board. I gotta mention that because I don't know why, but I love it. It's just like everywhere he goes, that board, he just uses his hands. It's like, man, that's gonna be really. It's kind of like if like a guitar player goes around carrying a guitar everywhere he goes. So it's just like, man, it's gotta be a lot to carry everywhere he goes.
Yeah.
And yes, he is very, very triggered. Like I said, Thanos is so bitter about this. He thought he had it in the bag. He thought he did. He thought this is how do you make a lady jealous? Put her front. And I'm not gonna say that it's right, but I have seen that commonly happen. I'll just say that in my life experience, like I have seen girls not be interested in a guy, but as soon as they see said guy with another girl, I don't know what it is, but I see them now pay attention. Not even that work. He basically took a page out of the high school playbook. We'll just say that the high school playbook. And he's just like, shit.
Nick,
even
just for a second.
Didn't work. Go ahead.
Just for a second. There's something about the Silver Surfer surfboard that is completely unnecessary. The guy can just make it basically disappear.
Yes.
He can just make it be ethereal, don't really exist, and he doesn't need to carry it. The fact that he's carrying it is a symbol of a status. It's like, have you seen my board? It's really big. Really big.
That's great. Well, what's up, Sci-Fi for Me TV? How you doing, man? Nice to see you dropping in. Hopefully you're having a good Friday. All right, Klobby, go ahead and go for this one.
Oh, well, again, it's like you said, there's not a whole lot going on in terms of story development for these couple of pages, but it's another example of a great Perez and, of course, Rubenstein superhero crowd scene. Submariner's very subdued in this, I've noticed, in this comic. Sorry, I keep thinking I feel a sneeze coming on. It doesn't happen. One of those deals. So.
Oh, I hate it when that happens. It feels like a lead on. Like if you're gonna sneeze, just do it already.
Go ahead and happen. Exactly. But anyway, great art on this page. Love it. Let's see. Actually, it's 2 pages. So I don't know. I mean, we're getting toward the end here, so there's not much more to say other than prepare thyself for battle most fierce and awesome, says the great Battle Warlock.
That's a great line, by the way.
And I imagine he'd say it just like that. Yes. And so, we're all getting ready for some serious battle.
Yeah, that shows you the mentality of the writers. They just wanted something awesome. So much that that's the way that they describe their heroes. Just normally you will say powerful, you will say something else, right? No, for the enemies, they are cool, they are awesome.
Yeah, I thought that was a unique word choice. I like that. That was cool.
All right, Klobby. Well, while you're here, Klobby, carry it on with these pages, and then a comment you can bounce off of Klobby.
Sounds good.
Okay. Now we have. Let's see here. Of course, we have the basically Doctor Strange. Basically, this is all set up stuff. As we all know, these first 2 issues were very much groundwork related, and this issue's no different. I mean, what is the title of the story? Preparations for battle and whatnot. And so a lot of this is all just preparation for the big fight. It's for the next 60 minutes, Doctor Strange will remain behind to monitor and telepathically apprise me of the situation from each of your points of view. He will also facilitate the evacuation of any combatant too injured to continue the struggle. I wish each of you the best of luck. So he's about to send them off into a battle, but like I said, we're not going to know anything much about that yet.
Yeah, I thought that was great. I loved how it's like it's all planned out. It's all so methodical. It's like everybody's got an exact place to go. Everybody's got their exact portal to go through. Like it's all built up, and it's like, oh yeah. And I like what you're saying, Klobby, with the whole 60 minutes breathe. Yeah, just just a friendly reminder, you've only got an hour, wasn't it 40 minutes, 60 minutes, and then you're toast. So just a friendly FYI, get back here before that ends up. And I really I love on that next page how it's just like how they leave and they're going out there, and just like that sheer look on Silver Surfer's face when he's asking him, can you see him out there? And he goes, yeah, give me a second. And he goes out and looks, and he's like, can you see him? And he goes, yeah, he's looking right in our direction. And it's just like that fear of like that almost look of horror on his face. Like he already knows that we're coming. Like, what good is this possibly going to do if he already knows we're coming? And I thought that was absolutely love it. And I love the fact that they're riding around on the Silver Surfer's board together. Like, I just think that's such a cool little dynamic and duo. But yeah, I thought that was great. Go ahead, Club.
Absolutely. Well, this is a build up. This is a build up for the battle. This is the equivalent of sort of the heroes are in the soldiers are in the trenches, and the other soldiers are coming after them, a la World War One. Of one of the greatest shows ever made, Blackadder goes forth with that last episode where they're all waiting in that trench for the Germans to come storming over, and they're about to have the big push, as they say. And they were about to jump over. They're being ordered to go over the trench, knowing they're probably going to get cut to pieces by machine gun fire. And this is it. This is them standing on the precipice of about to be launched onto the battlefield in these last few pages in a brilliant, beautiful, colorful superhero comic book way. Build up with great tension to that. The big storm, let's get in the big push, just as they would call it when soldiers would go over the trench and out into the battlefield. That's what's going on with this.
Yeah, it's like
the
that
Avengers assemble moment.
Yeah, yes. It's that last little quiet moment too, right before all hell unleashes. It's like the last. They know as soon as they step through that portal, you're going right into the mouth of hell. It's like, but that last brief moment right there. Good luck, y'all. Here we go. I love that.
Yes, cry havoc. Let's slip the dogs of war.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Common Nerd, Pablo, go at it with these final pages.
Oh man, this stuff, this one it hit me like at the end. But yeah, like I love how this in the beginning, like I love how frustrated the Silver Surfer is. He's like, let me go. He's like this dog on a leash who knows how powerful his bite is. And he's like, why won't you let me go? I need to go help them. Like, those are my friends, those are my allies, those are my colleagues, those are my amigos. Like, let me go down there and help him. And he's like, no. You just have to wait. It's not your time yet. I'll let you know when things go. And then this is it was so hard for me to hold back until we got to this section to even bring this up. But as you go on and he goes through and he explains everybody else and what's about to happen. And then that final, and everybody's like, it's like that last little precipice, you've got it's Pip the Troll, right? Yeah. Pip the Troll. And he's got with the stopwatch. He's getting everything ready. And it's just like everybody's getting that last little second, like we were talking about right before they go through. And it's like the ready, set, go. I just love that aspect of it. Because what is he? Is it actually ready, set, go? Yeah, get ready, get set, go. Just like a bunch of kids, like you were playing on the playground. It's the same way we all started our races, and it's just like boom, they go through there, and you're like, yes, here we go. And then you get to that last little section down there, and Adam Warlock explains that they're nothing more than cannon fodder. And it's just like, wow. And none of them know. And now it's just him and Surfer are the only ones know that they are basically on a suicide mission. They are nothing more than kamikaze pilots trying to distract, the aircraft carrier. And I read that. I was just like, oh man, are you serious right now? Like, oh my God, you dirty SOB. Like, holy crap, dude. But yeah, especially after the way he talked to everybody, the way he explained all their different positions, the conversation you had between Wolverine and Hulk. And it's like, oh yeah, like all of that was just to make you all feel better and make you feel confident because you're just cannon fodder. Like, you're all going to die. It was just like, holy crap, man. That hit me hard. And like I said, I didn't go on and read the next one, but I was dying to, but I just want to get all the way through this one first before, and I'll read it after we're done here. But yeah, it's just like, woohoo! Okay, buddy. Okay. So, Pablo?
Dude, there's a lot to unpack in these couple of pages because one of the things about this fight is obviously there's no being that can really fight it. So Warlock, he is not commencing the mission. For everybody else, this mission is just starting, is the plans are just starting to be set in motion. If you have been following the previous issues, this is Adam Warlock's plan already in motion, already way ahead. On the second issue, when he's looking at the future, that's everything. That's the moment when this started. No, is his plan falling into place, just going through the motions? He's already on that battle. He is already fighting Thanos. Everybody just doesn't really realize the level of complexity of this plan. And yes, Adam Warlock is. I was gathering this cannon fodder. Why? Because I need a distraction. I need somebody that makes Thanos so distracted that I can do something. And we know, I don't want to go into a spoiler, but that actually is the real way to defeat Thanos, just not in the way that Adam Warlock believes that he's doing. But yeah, his plan is already in motion and he is just going through the final phase. Just get Thanos away from his own consciousness. The moment we see him distracted, we enter. Everything else, they can die. Let everybody die. This is not about saving heroes. This is about something greater.
Yeah, the bigger picture. And that's one of the things I liked about the way Adam Warlock comes off too. He's like, he knows what actual stakes are at hand here. It's literally the universe. And it's one of those, we have to sacrifice everyone to stop Thanos. And that's one of those things like like I said, that also, I think that also kind of draws to him going and talking to the Hulk and knowing that they're, knowing they have no problem murdering someone. It's like, Adam Warlock knows that there's bigger stakes. And if he would have told everybody what was actually going on, none of it would have ever worked. Because Captain America and everybody else would have argued with him going, we got to find another way. We got to find another way, yada, yada. And Warlock's like, this is the only way. This is how it's got to go down in order to have this happen. So, yeah, I really like that. I really like that.
And just think about even Warlock, that we know he could revive every single one because he has access to the soul realm. So basically, he can pull the souls and he can materialize bodies. He can revive anybody at this point.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, in these couple of next issues, basically you see the real power of Adam Warlock and he can just bring you back. Nice. That's part of his power set. But the thing is that even with that, even with having the power to defy death by just bringing back anybody alive, he's still in a situation where it doesn't matter. If I revive anybody, it doesn't matter. It's not about who lives. It's about Thanos not getting his way.
Hell yeah.
All right, gents.
And obviously the colors are
pretty. Last page, and this is a splash, and it is a sight to see. And the line is uttered, and may the stars forgive me. This is exactly as I planned. You want to talk about powerful last set of words before you close out the issue? I mean, the panel alone is just reason enough for a freaking amazing cliffhanger. Well, that last set of words, wow, what a powerful way to go out. So literally the dialogue and the visual imagery, you're just like, wow, I need issue number 4 now. Because, and once again, the emphasis on the white, and now that it's more zoomed, you can see like all the little cracks on the rocks and the stair steps and all the scales and designs. It's definitely greater emphasis on now that it's a little bit more zoomed in. I love seeing all the heroes they are absolutely prepared for the worst and hoping for the best. They're in a rigged situation. They're in the equivalent of what happens when you're going into a game and you got the refs and the announcers. Everyone's paid off, all on your side. And that's basically Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet. He has everyone bought out, catered to his side, and they're just gonna play the game anyway and hope that somehow that they get that 1 in gajillion chance. So great, powerful line, great way to end the issue. I love it. And seeing Drax's face was like, oh, type of face going on. And everyone else is flying in. I love this panel. Fantastic way they end. And there's Thanos right there on the skull. So yeah, this is a absolutely very strong closer. I love this ending. So yeah, fantastic issue all across the board. I'm in love with it. That's all I got to say. Yeah, go ahead, guys. Sign off on your thoughts, and we'll send everyone off home.
Well, I like what you said about the cracks and everything else. The little more zoomed in, you can really see it. And one of the things that really stood out to me was I love how Thanos is standing on top of the statue of Lady Death's head. Like, he's like, just, I don't know if that was intentional to kind of be like one of those, he's still kind of having issues with all of that and that relationship and all of that. But yeah, that line, what a way to finish things off. Heavens forgive me for what I'm about to do and what I'm sending all of these people into. And just having all the characters fly in there, it's great. I mean, it made me super excited for the next one. I love how you've got She-Hulk and Captain America coming right out of that portal right there, right next to everything. And you've got the other guys look like they're basically falling out, almost trying to get out of things. And then, of course, everybody prepared for it on the ground. It makes me really excited to see how the battle goes in the next issue. And like his new creation, the one, what's her name? The Tartarus or type, what Thanos called the chick he created to make Death jealous. Whatever her name. Yeah, I'm really curious to see how that goes in the next fight as well, because I'm sure he's made her super powerful. So I'm really curious to see how it goes. Like, I think this is awesome. Like, and just the majesty, and like you said, what a final page to end everything on. It's just glorious and huge and epic, and just kind of gives you the scale of exactly how big and bad this battle is about to be, and how damaged. And that line just makes it to where you have no idea who's going to survive and what's going to happen. Like, everybody could die. So yes. I love it. I think it's great.
There's something to be said about the fact that they are using Adam Warlock for this, because Adam Warlock is not technically good. That's part of the character. He is he thinks about everything in another level. So what we will see as good for him is just inconsequential. So having him being the one leading everybody in this fight makes absolute sense. Why? He is the one that could take every bad decision possible, every sacrifice possible for the good of something else. And that is something that you cannot let to other characters, because even Doom wants power. Captain America is too good. All the possible leaders that you will have in this team up will never take the steps needed, even sacrificing himself. Adam Warlock, he's all in. He doesn't care. And that's why he can be a menace to Thanos. That's why he can be a foe to Thanos. Because as Thanos has the will to do anything for death, Adam Warlock has the will to do anything for life. That contraposition, that way to just mirror each other's level of will to go to any length for what they believe or what they want, that makes these comics great. That's what generates the gravitas to have this kind of stories. If you have somebody like Captain America, this will end in other ways. This will end with everybody trying to be good. This is not a battle where you can be good. This is a battle where you need to be nasty. So yeah, I just love the fact that they went with Adam Warlock and no other characters. Even let's say you go with the Kree or with the Supreme Intelligence, they will not do that. They will still try to save somebody. No, this is no situation where you can save anybody. It's not about that.
Okay. Clawby.
Well, very intriguing ending that they've done a nice job for 3 issues of setting a great pace, getting getting you really hyped up. Said this is very well done. Of course, Jim Starlin's a pretty good writer. It's very difficult with at this point. The comic book world had seen many crossovers, many superhero gang ups, many stories that all feel pretty much cliched and contrived to give an excuse to have a bunch of superheroes gang up and fight a big power. It's been done many times, even at this point. So for Starlin to do something like this, which again, that's your whole goal is to do that again, that kind of story that's been done much. To do it, I think he does it with a little bit of a cut of above style. I mean, in other words, it's a little bit better than it's usually done. He comes up with, of course, a villain that is established. We know how dangerous he is. He manages to make him just, just as powerful as you could possibly imagine. And it's a pretty nice job of setting up the tone of what's going to happen, what's going on, what needs to happen. The seemingly like no shot at all these heroes have, so building up the jeopardy, the tension, the stakes. Does a great job in this last page, beautifully rendered by George Perez and Joseph Rubinstein, is a great way to end their big cliffhanger of the third issue. So only three issues so far. They've been fairly well paced, very well moving, good storytelling, and a pretty good setup. Considering this feels more like an actual story rather than many crossovers, which are there just to cross over. This is not a crossover, sorry. But it is still a summer event. It was an event that crossed over a bunch of heroes in one story. The fact that this was not meant to necessarily tie into a bunch of other titles really helps Starlin focus on one story. And it's just very different from some of those other ones, some of those crossover events. It's a big superhero gang up that doesn't have to be a crossover, which really helps it. And we'll see. It's a nice first three issues, and this is an excellent payoff at the end to get you wanting to buy the next issue.
Mm-hmm. Well said.
I'm gonna go read it as soon as this is over.
That's what's up. And I saw a few comments here. Yeah, it is an amazing splash page. And TZ, I'm glad you like the review format. This is, to me, what felt like the best way possible of doing it. So I appreciate you acknowledging that. Guys, we're at 3 hours. Obviously, we had a few additional voices here. I didn't realize. I'm just looking like, whoa, it's 3 hours and 1 minute. But that was
time flies when you're having fun.
That was a journey. Yeah, right. Yes. When you're having fun. It's been fun. And shout out to Mark D with a C and Superman, if he wasn't scared of green rocks from the lead animators. And of course, to you, the common nerd, for joining us all, filling in for the great Ironcaster. See, it took 3 guys to fill in the gap of the caster. That just goes to show you how essential he is to this show. So I thank all 3 of you gentlemen here. And Eric K, I saw you wrenching. Mark D, of course, earlier as well. Thank you guys for wrenching and throwing the links. I do appreciate it. So all of you who stuck around here, or even if you just hung out here for a little bit, I thank you all. 5 picoseconds earlier too with Super Chat kicking off the show. I appreciate it. And it was fun. And yes, Lisa, thank you. Seriously, all the regulars on there. I even saw a few faces who have not normally been around here, but are now around here. Thank you for being here. I fucking also see that the show continues to grow. Great crowd. And the fact that the majority of you stuck around is incredible. Because once again, in the internet age, with all the great competition on YouTube, especially within our sphere, I can't blame people for going back and forth. It's kind of like reminds you of the 90s with Raw and Nitro, WWF, WCW flipping back. The fact that a lot of you stuck around as much as you did is absolutely incredible. So I'm really, really grateful for that. Dark Shadow Logan, I saw you sign up for the guild earlier. Trust me, brother, you won't regret it. Guys, we're having some fun. Next week's issue number 4, obviously. And I'll have a video out in a few days and another new one. And because I've been doing videos again, imagine that. Time has been allowing that. It's been great. And of course, Toxic Tuesday. We're going to be talking True Lies as well. That's coming up this week. And then be around for the 75th episode on February 21st, as we'll be talking Wayne's World. And of course, you can find me with Klobby on Midnight's Edge After Dark. And, of course, Yelling at Park Cars and Thursday Night Throwdown with Comics Division. So that's what I got coming up on my end. Once again, thank you, everyone. I'm going to let these gentlemen plug in their channels, and we're going to say goodnight. So we'll start off with our guest here, the Common Nerd.
Hey, what's going on, guys? I am Jesse with the Common Nerd. I bring you pop culture and all things nerdy through a common sense lens. I do videos 5 days a week, at least one video a day, sometimes a whole bunch, depending on what's going on. We don't have any more, might have a stream Monday during the day. It just kind of depends on what's going on. Doing like one of our typical little news, long format streams. We do have a little Sunday afternoon stream if you want to drop by for that. But next Wednesday, on Winding Down Wednesday, this is actually the first time I've announced this outside of the Gilded, we will have Sevi on next week from the Geeks and Gamers tabletop channel, the Starfinder show, to talk about all of the crazy stuff that's going on with D&D and the OGL, the Open Gaming License, and all of that kind of stuff. So as I am just your humble common nerd, I'm not an expert on any of this kind of stuff, and she's been doing this stuff for a long time, knows a lot about it, so she's going to come over and break it all down for us and kind of give us an idea. And then you guys will actually be able to have a female on the panel, and you guys can simp, which I know you all love to do. So definitely come check that out if you're not already subscribed to my channel. And because I put out stuff all the time. Like I said, I cover pop culture and all things nerdy. So definitely come check us out and come hang out in the live streams. And thank you all so very much in the chat out there. I knew there were a whole bunch of you out there that were very active. We were all chit-chatting the entire time. Thank you, Nick, for bringing me on. This has been an absolute blast. I absolutely love going through this, and experiencing this for the first time, being able to read these comics with fresh eyes is just amazing, and it reminds me how important it is for good storytelling, how great some of the storytelling we used to have, and how excited I am for the Iron Age, because we're getting that kind of good quality storytelling again. And the fact that we will always have these physical medias and we won't lose them means we can go back and do this exact same kind of thing over and over again as many times as we want, and they will never be able to take these stories from us. And we've got even more exciting stuff coming up with the Iron Age. So thanks again for letting me be here. Appreciate it. This was a blast, and I cannot wait to do it again.
All right, dude. Thank you for being here. It was good hanging out with you, not once, but twice this week. Absolutely. We will someday down the road again do this, and it will be amazing. And yes, Diesel, it was a pleasure hanging out with you as well, my friends. Guys, we'll have a follow-up somewhere down the line.
Absolutely. 100%.
We're gonna come, and it's gonna be great. So thank you, sir. And it will be huge. Pablo.
Hey, Midnight Español. Tomorrow we have a show where we will be talking about crazy stuff that has been going on through the week. Also, on my channel Geekropology, I'm working on a video about the current state of Nintendo, because you know what? As a fan that has been through several generations, from having to use piracy to buying every single piece of software legally and owning everything on physical, what I'm seeing is the destruction of maybe one of the last brands that is still worth anything at all. So I'm doing a video about that situation, on how I'm seeing the eShop being a complete disgrace, seeing how they literally want to nickel and dime everything from people, and the fact that some of the things that they are doing are actually admirable, like keeping Mario Kart 8 alive. Just stop trying to bleed your users dry. Just let them be. Enjoy with them. So yeah, I have a lot of things to say about that, and that will be a video on Geek Tropology and on Midnight Español. Crazy stuff, because this week has been weird.
You got that right, dude.
Yeah.
Freaking real. And Pablo, once again, man, 84 episodes. We're getting closer, dude. I can feel it. We're getting there. It's been fun, dude. And we're halfway now. We are at the halfway mark. Let's get to the finish line with this. It's been fun. It's been nice to do these EFAP style comic book shows. What a format, dude. Who would have thought it worked? It's been as fun as it was, but it seems like the chat loves it, and obviously we have a lot of fun doing this together as a team. So thank you, sir, as always, for your vastly superior contributions, as always. And until then, have a great night, have a great weekend, and we'll be doing this again shortly. And then Clobbering Times, the man with the amazing Saturday Night Trek show with Raquel Briggs. Sir, you know what to do.
Well, thanks for having me, buddy. As always, I really appreciate it and enjoy it, and great to hang out with y'all and meeting our new friends that hung out with us on the panel tonight, and of course our fantastic friends in the chat. Appreciate you all. Tomorrow morning, I guess it's 11 Central or 9, yeah, so 12 Eastern. I shall be on with our good buddy Brandon, the anime guy, on his channel, talking. I don't know why he'll let me know what we're gonna be talking about. And that will be fun, I'm pretty sure. And then, of course, tomorrow night, Saturday Night Star Trek, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, and our ongoing mission to review all of real Star Trek, which is, of course, 66 through 05. And we have 4 more episodes of Deep Space Nine. We're getting toward the end of season 4. And I'll be at the Geekery at Monday night. I'm at Sunday Night Geekery at Mark D's channel at 10 p.m. Eastern for that Sunday night. And of course, Monday night Mark C Comics Talk. This week I will have a surprise review. Much as I like to, I love to review comics on my channel as well. Been doing it for a long time, and as you all know, since we had fun doing it tonight, it is a lot of fun. And every now and then I like to throw one at random. And so I think I'm going to do a surprise random review of a comic myself, and we do open comics talk as well on that. So yeah, and I'll be hanging out with you next week a lot on the Midnight's Edge a couple times there, Nicholas, and my Wildcard Wednesday show, the Clobby's Clubhouse Thursday nights, and Dad Man on Friday nights. Before I talk to you, I talk some NFL playoffs with him. So I'm all over the place. And again, thank you so much, my good friends. It's great to see you all tonight in that chat. What a great group you are. And friends on the panel, clobber on.
All right, Clobby. Thank you, sir, as always. Once again, your contributions, second to none, my friend. Have a great night. Have a great weekend. Have a kick-ass Saturday night trek tomorrow.
Thank you, buddy.
Seriously. And I know you will. I mean, it's not like you.
A lot of fun.
There's no concern about that. Dude, I lurked last weekend, I lurked for like 10 minutes. And, dude, that show was hopping. Holy. It's already crazy as is, but, dude, that show was hopping last week.
It's a lot of fun, man. Well, we let the chat review the episodes with us, and that takes some doing, but it's fun. They enjoy it, I think so.
It shows, dude. Believe me, it shows. And it was so cool just to lurk and just see you guys all express their love. Just absolutely fantastic with you. And once again, I'm coming from the super normie perspective. I'm just like, wow, this is awesome to watch. So
thanks, buddy.
Have a great night, sir. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you soon.
Thank you,
guys.
buddy. Thank you, Diesel.
And yes, Diesel, appreciate you, brother. And yes, of course they are. I mean, I'd expect nothing less. But guys, my buddy Matt from Fallball Productions is going on with the MFR Cocktail Lounge. You can also find my Toxic Tuesday panelist, that 70s rock fan there, and also another panelist, just another red shirt. He's modding over there too. So go hang out with them. Maybe I'll drop it. I don't know, but go hang out with them. That's where the show's at. Tell them that Nick sent you. I already plugged it myself. I'm not doing it twice. You guys know where to find me. Thank you for being here. Have a great night. We'll see you all next week. And we're going to bring back an oldie. All right? We haven't sung this one in a while, but remember, guys, when it started with na 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 na. Hey, 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 hey.